Okay, close the door, bro. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to a new stream. Welcome. Hope you guys are all doing well. Beautiful Tuesday. Bank holidays are over. The debt ceiling has been increased. The dollar is coming down. Gold is going up. Hope you guys are all doing well. Welcome to the stream. We're gonna make it nice, guys. We're gonna make it nice. We have a couple beautiful things here today. We have to do US30. Look at GJ. And of course, gold. All right. In regards to gold already, we have been talking about gold this week during the day already. Okay. In case you want to know and in case you want to join, I'm not sure how many new people are here right now at the moment. Anyways, regardless, we have a mentor charts in our Discord. I pretty much give free setups. All right. Free signals, whatever you want to call it, right there. Okay. We talked about gold today. We had a beautiful setup right there. Everything aligned very, very well. Very beautiful setup in general. Really, really liked it here. Okay, we're talking about that higher high body closure. The moment you close above it, you know, we have a target right now of 1959 right there. The dollar was starting to look weaker and it was starting to come down as well. We had that strong high right there that we had to, get rejected around about that range. So we saw it coming down already a little bit internally. I was like, boom, that is a fantastic potential trade right now, right there that you could have taken as well. So therefore, hope you guys took this trade as well. If not, pay very close attention to the mentor charts in general. It could be very beneficial. Right now, we are in a nice profit here. I'm going to take some profits actually right now. I'm going to take some profits right now. And the reason why that is because if you look here at the following, you see that the dollar is like getting weaker and weaker. However, we are still now at a zone, which is quite an interesting zone. We have this low here, and we have that high here, and now we have taken out these equal lows below that level. And now we're tapping into this low. Okay, so we could see a potential, and I think that it could happen very, very soon. A short-term like bounce here. We have the New York Open as well, so it's better to take some profits off the table, in my opinion. And based on that, you can just enjoy the rest of your trade if you're in this trade here. If you are in this trade right now, let me know in the chat. Okay, did you join me on this trade? Yes or no? It happened during the London. Some of you guys were probably not awake yet. People that were, hope you guys took this gold trade here. I'm gonna keep posting setups in there right now. So if you want to join our Discord, links in the description. Not in the description, in the chat. No, in the description. Indeed, so join us there. Tons of other things are coming as well, but I'm taking that very serious right now. So hopefully you took this trade. Regardless of today, we're looking for the continuation. This is what I'm looking for. If we break this high, I'm actually starting to look more for the continuation here. If the dollar decides to break that particular low as well here. Anyways, let's go over the community a little bit here. Fahad says, is that a funded account or a personal account? This is a personal account. Let's see what we have. Hope you guys had a good weekend. It's good to be back. Samuel, welcome. Samuel van der Watt. Robertson. Bym, welcome. Rafael. Alex. Mario, my man. Hope you're doing well. CS Media, DS, ready to crush it. Yes, Manique, welcome, man. Welcome, Prime FX. Had an amazing weekend. That's great to hear, man. That's great to hear. Rafal, Krames, Crefant. My man, Romer, Bjorn, David, Gabby, Wolf Trading. Forex Wolf Trading, as always. What's your opinion on GU? Yeah, we're gonna do some pure analysis right now, and then we head into the chart here right now. Here, like gold is still going very well, even though once we're here, in my opinion, this is the 90.59. Let's say the 90.60. Definitely gonna take some profits there. All right, we're coming back to a very important range, a very important internal high or local high right there. You know, and we don't know what the New York Open will bring us. Either we're gonna just continue our journey, because if we, you know, look at the 4-hour chart, this looks quite strong to me, guys. Telling you, this looks quite strong to me. In general, here we have this whole range, we have this whole trend. We are reaching the trend, so we're gonna reach some major resistance right now. We have the trend line right here, the trend line resistance area. We have that internal range, a horizontal level as well. So we just have two very strong levels right now that we have to take consideration. That's why it's key, in my opinion, to take some profits. But at the same time, what I said here is also, I hope you guys can read it. If not, it says no full closure. That means that we want to take only partials right now. And we might be turning this into a bigger trade if we decide to break and come back higher, obviously. So keep like, you know, I don't know, 30% open or something in that manner. Whatever you prefer, but you know, this is what I'm gonna do. So at least we have something to work with in case we break above here. You know, in the meantime, secure ourselves, because we could still pull back, of course, you know, coming back towards that candle that we broke through here. So taking profits is a must-have. However, at the same time, we are looking to hopefully go on and continue our journey here. All right, this is definitely something that I'm interested in. In regards to that, okay, guys, well, you know, we're gonna make sure that you know, just make sure that you have the alert set. So if you are in the mentor charts, you can just make sure that you have your alert set for the for me when I tag you in this channel, so you can actually manage this accordingly as well for yourself. That you get a message when I tag you in this particular trade setup. I think that's the most important thing to do so. Okay, so in regards to that, we are coming very close. We're gonna set an alert. Once we're there, I'm gonna definitely sell. All right, for today's session, there is still the US30 that I would like to focus on as well, though. So it's not, we're not completely there, and I'm actually like looking forward to do something on the US30. Forex Wolf Trader says crypto course is another level. Thank you, my man. Appreciate that. Okay, briefly go over your gold trade entry. Yeah, absolutely. So what I saw was, of course, the following. So again, in this case, we had taken out liquidity below. We tapped into an area of the month right here. Okay, if you zoom out on that range and you take the swing low to swing high, you come roughly towards, and I need to check this, I need to confirm this with you right now, roughly towards the 50%. Okay, if you want to take this one, I think it's not really the high that I'm looking for. I'm looking at this high because from that moment we created a lower low. So I'm seeing this is my swing point. 50%, we tapped into that zone. That was the first bounce. So what we did then, we took out the liquidity below. That's always a great sign. You take out a massive amount of liquidity. You then stop out everyone that has their stop losses below. You tap into that area of the month, and then you wait for that internal strength, that internal higher high. In this case, you see that my actually order is slightly below it, below that internal high. And the reason why that is because of the dollar. The dollar created a lot of internal weakness right there. What it did was, we had these equal lows built up here. And we created that lower low internally. And if you then look at the dollar here, you saw that we created a higher high, followed by a lower low. And at that moment, we saw a rejection happening right around that zone. And that rejection was good enough for us to say, okay, here, that rejection right there, all right? We tapped into that zone and we saw that rejection. And that was for me the moment, okay, we're going to break, we're looking weaker, we have these equal lows there. I'm going to enter gold already right there, slightly under it, but then we broke it. You know, just another layer. It was a little bit more risky, but in the end, it does not really matter. You could have easily entered at a break and that body closure as well of that particular zone around about this zone right here. Okay, so that's the main reason. The target is to fill up that gap right in between here, and at the same time take out that trend line liquidity that we have built up above here as well. Because you see clearly that we have a trend layer. I think you cannot really see it clear, but if I would highlight this zone, I think it will be much more better to see right here if you clear it this higher high. There we go. You see that we were building a significant trend as well right there. That's the combination of taking out liquidity, going for liquidity, looking for where the stop losses are, taking advantage of that swipe, and wait for the confirmation of the correlated asset, which is the dollar. I hope that answered your question. That's the reason for the trade. I'm going to take some profits right now. Right now at the moment here. We have the New York Open. That's the main reason. I'm going to close 1.5. Yeah, 1.5. There we go. Closed it. Took out around... where is it? Filled... around 2K. Took her out around 2K. Of that position right here. Could you look at the Australian dollar, US dollar? Yes. So what we're going to do right now, we're going to go over a couple of charts, making sure that that's all done, and then we look for our new setups, wait for that to play out, and then we take action after the Sunday Open. Oh, sorry, the Sunday Open. After the New York Open. Cool. So. Throw me a couple of chart setups, guys. Let's do it right now. And in the meantime, you know, there are so many beautiful things coming for Discord. You have no idea, man. The Discord is absolutely on fire lately. It's absolutely crazy how much engagement there is right now, how much fire, how much energy, how many people are communicating, talking with each other, you know, sharing setups, sharing knowledge, especially. You know, I'm very proud of you guys, and let's keep moving forward with this space here. We're going to do something massive when we reach the 10,000 members in our Discord, because that's absolutely the most beautiful target you could ever wish for. 10,000 members in Discord. We are now at 9,365 people. You know, we're growing in a very steady pace, and I think that this is absolutely couldn't dream of something better than what we're doing and what we're building here. Okay. A lot more things coming as well. Our premium, section is closed for now. We're gonna have more information about it later. But again, the setups that I'm sharing here, it's all for free. You can get access to it right here by just joining our Discord. Same for that gold trade. It's all in that channel right here in the meta charts. Okay, let's have a look here. eurjpy, number one. A lot of dollar setups indeed. Okay, let's do it. Let's have a look at that. Let's start indeed with the dollar itself. We are already looking at the dollar right here. We're now reaching that zone for gold. Okay, the target is just completed right here. So let me share this real quick with the Discord fam as well. So people are updated for the people that are not watching. Okay, make sure that this is all good on that front right here. So let's highlight this real quick. Let's post it in there and say target completed. Take some more profits. Target completed. Take a potential of more upside potential likely. So more upside potential likely. However, there we go. Okay, completed. Let's go to the dollar. Let's start with the dollar index first of all. Okay, because you have to understand, guys, we had the debt ceiling increased right here, okay? This is absolutely massive for you guys as well to understand the fact that they actually created a deal. And the crazy part about the deal is it's pretty nuts if you ask me right here. All right, they have particularly an unlimited amount of you know, there is no limit practically until 2025 here, and at the same time, the majority of that money can go to military expenses, or will be put into the military expenses, and so on and so on. It sounds a little bit creepy to me. However, what kind of effect can this have here on the dollar? Well, if you ask me right now, if they start printing a bunch of money at this particular moment, this should not be that good for the dollar if you think about it. In general here, okay? People were arguing, are they really going to increase the debt limit, the debt ceiling? People were quite confident, but there was a little bit of doubt at the end of the ride here, because the dollar was exponentially going up already. You know, that means that people were afraid of the fact that it could be the last time here, or it could just be a massive manipulation, of course, and therefore, you know, building the dollar up, news comes out, and then the dollar comes down. You know what the beautiful thing about it, the whole thing is that of course they released the debt ceiling news a day before the bank holiday, all right, or a couple days before the bank holiday on a Monday. So when then the markets open up, that there would not be that crazy of an effect, crazy of a reaction in regards to the dollar or regards to gold. So they did it very, very well, and they perfectly timed it. So keep in mind, guys, nothing here is a coincidence, okay? Nothing here is a coincidence. I don't believe in coincidences, especially not in the market, all right? So do take that in consideration. In this case, though, we have seen something extremely important right now from a technical standpoint on the dollar, and that is a strong lower low after that higher high. So we have been creating a higher high, and we have now been creating a lower low. We have been breaking through that zone. Okay, incredible. All right, the New York has been opened right now, or pre-open right here. If the New York Stock Exchange is opening in an hour and a half, we are now creating a lower low. So what can happen here is that at some point we're looking for one more retracement. You know, we're gonna face some serious resistance around this zone. If we decide to come back up, but we could easily come back down lower as well here. We look at our next target right here, which is the 103.845 right here. It's important that moment for the dollar. The dollar has not created a lower low since practically, and I need to see here, I think it was the 13th of April. That's quite interesting here. Okay, or let's say that this is the swing low. We have not created a lower low since, so let's say the 8th or 9th of May here. That's at least 3 weeks ago. Okay, so this is a big deal, and especially if we break the 103.851 as well here. Okay, I think this is also important to mention. Now going to the lower time frames, if you go to the 15 minute here, we are now in that zone. We are now in that last low. This is a low that created that higher high after creating a lower low. So this is a relatively strong low. We really need to break that low right now. In my opinion, like always looking for potential longs here for the EURUSD is, in my opinion, a little bit on the risky side when you're reaching this particular low. Okay, if you break it, it's a completely different story. So in my opinion, because we're now exactly around the point, my suggestion is to wait for that low to see how we react roughly on that low here, because we could easily pull back as well here. So my suggestion is to go to low time frame and to wait for a significant either upside potential here, an upside move, or a break of that level at 103.846. So if you then go, for example, to GU, I saw some questions about GU. Then you will automatically know what to do from that angle here. GU right there. Okay. Where are we at with GU? Well, we have been coming up significantly after coming down, and we tapped very beautifully again in that fantastic, beautiful area of the month. Look at how clean that is. Look at that candle structure. Look at that drop. Okay. Look at that initial base. And look at that continuation rally that created took out the previous highs right there. Fantastic. If you look at it from a swing standpoint as well, it is a reasonable low to take consideration. We bounced from that low on the 4 hour very well. So that was fantastic. We have now created a significant high, but we are now coming also towards this particular zone right here. So this high right there. Internal high. Okay, so make sure that you be a little bit patient. If you want to look for longs, my suggestion is always to wait for a little bit of a pullback. If you look for shorts, a short-term shorts or whatever, they have to keep a very close eye on the dollar in that sense as well. So that's what we're going to do today. We're going to keep a very close eye on the dollar on the lower time frame. and see from there if there is some sort of short-term pullback potential for GU to the downside and potentially for the dollar to the upside here. But if you break that low, you know, it could be that we're just looking for the continuation here. But based on this expansion, that massive expansion real quick to take out all these highs here, you know, it could be that we just face at least, you know, a short-term pullback, which is completely healthy and completely fine if that's the case here. But in the end, it seems that after the debt ceiling news is coming out right now, Monday we got led into the wrong direction. Banks were not open, and so on and so on. We saw during the London today, the dollar reversed, and now we're seeing the actual outcome happening. So is this the chance that we flip? That's the reason why, again, this gold trade was the trade to take on that front as well here. But for now, during the stream, you know, keep it just a very close eye on the dollar on the lower time frame. So that's what we're going to do this stream as well. And based on that, we will make our potential trading decision. If you like what we do here on stream, then smash that like button. I want to see us going to at least 500 likes a session. We're going to do a giveaway as well when we reach that. As always, making sure that we're going to reach these targets here with us so we can grow our channel, we can give something back, and we can have a wonderful stream. Will be absolutely fantastic here. So that's the dollar for now. So for now, not a particularly direct setup on the lower time frame straight away, but we could see something happening very soon. That also counts for the euro. This also counts for the Australian dollar and so on and so on against the dollar. Pretty much the dollar pairs that we're looking for. Okay, then we have the US30. And let's see what we have there. We have that particular high. We got rejected at that high right here already. We're now looking significantly weaker. Okay, kind of interesting, right? The dollar coming down, the US30 doing the same thing here. The volatility index is the main reason. We're going to talk about this in a second. But you know, this is what I call the Bart Simpson, the Bart Simpson pattern. You never know. The Bart Simpson pattern right here. Okay. My favorite pattern of the chart here for people that don't know the Bart Simpson pattern. Okay, let me show you a funny pattern right here. Okay, it's more of a joke, of course, in general here, but you know, it's a funny one. It's a funny one to take in consideration. As always, we have Mr. Bart Simpson right there. Copy the image address. We go there real quick. It's actually perfect. It's actually perfect. Look at that. Is the question, are we going to fill up that gap here? Are we going to come down? Yes or no? Well, looking at what we're seeing right now, it is kind of interesting. Okay, and that I'm going to base this not just on the US30, but I'm also going to base it on another chart, which is the volatility index. And what do we need to see for the volatility index? Well, we need to come down towards, in my opinion, at that zone right here, coming back towards that range. This is where we bounced from beforehand. And now if we do come back down and we bounce from that zone, then I think that this is a nice area to look for potential reaction. So let's say we come down, we fill up that gap right here on the volatility index. We are already on the way down right now. So we bounce from this beautiful zone. This is where we pretty much expanded very massively from. So look at that candle. Okay. Look at that candle right here. We expanded very, very massively from that particular zone. And you see that candle structure right there as well. Could be a nice bouncing area. So what if we come up? What if we come down? And what if we bounce? And what if we bounce and we take a short to the downside for the US30, targeting that fair value gap, that imbalance that we have right here. We're not looking strong at this particular moment whatsoever. Okay, so I want to see that gap getting filled. And based on that, we might see us taking a trade from somewhere around that particular zone based on where the volatility index can bounce from. If it happens earlier, it happens earlier. It happens sometimes when we just see a higher high getting created here. If we create a higher high here already, okay, what are we looking for then? We're looking for higher high, higher low, higher high confirmation. So making sure that we not get trapped and that we don't just create a higher high followed by an immediate lower low. Now you want to see a higher high, a higher low. Could be on the 5 minute as well, 5 minute chart. And then a new higher high. That usually gives us a significant confirmation. Okay, we're actually flipping here. And that could then give us a lower time frame setup on the US30 as well. I think that that's definitely something that we should look for as well here. Okay. So that's something that we could take consideration. Let me see right here what we have. No, that was not 70%, 60%. There we go. Okay. Hope that makes sense. So this is definitely something that we should look out for. The Bart Simpson pattern is real. It's super real. By the way, in regards to, it's usually related to Bitcoin. The lack of volume sometimes in the market of Bitcoin, easy manipulation in Bitcoin. This is usually why this is so popular. So it has not much to do with the indices here. It's just funny. It looks kind of the same. Okay, that's the main reason. So what we're gonna wait for right now is, I think, in my opinion, we're gonna look at the dollar. In my opinion, the dollar reaction right now, and to see from there if we can find something that is appealing here. We know that the yen is also coming up. Why? The dollar is coming down. Okay, so if you look at the yen here and the dollar here, and you invert the scale of the yen like we have done right now, you see it looks very, very similar. Okay, so that inverted correlation is important for us to understand. So if we want to look for example, a setup in GJ, the British pound against the yen, then we need to look at the dollar as well. Okay, and based on that, we can also make a little bit more of an accurate decision in regards to GJ and the right setup from there. Okay, so that's that with our our potential expectations. You guys know what we're looking for right now in the US30, what we're looking for in the dollar itself. Mainly want to look at the dollar also this session here. This is what I want to see for now. I think it's important to keep a very close eye on the dollar, because the dollar we pretty much will explain us, or will tell us a lot of things that we need to know for all the setups that we're looking for here. So it could have an impact on the VIX, it could have an impact on the US30, on the eurojpy, GU, and so on here. Okay, for gold, we're still looking for the continuation right now at the moment. We are actually breaking it high here, but even for gold right now, keep a very close eye on it, because we could suddenly look for a turn. And at the same time, this is the moment now where gold is actually reaching that trend line liquidity, or the trend line liquidity, the trend line resistance right here, that I'll still take very, very serious. Okay, so we are there. We are closing in roughly 15 minutes for our 30-minute candle. I think that's an important candle closure. Let's see if we can break out of it and close above it, or if we are getting rejected at it. That's why I say take some profits right now if you're in gold. And yeah, I think that's the game we're looking for. Any short-term potential reversal or continuations depending on the dollar. I think that's the most important part here. Let's see what else we have. Let me know in the chat right now. Okay. Could we maybe re-enter at some point for gold? I do believe that this is something that we can look for. Absolutely. Either I'm looking for a reaction here, or keep in mind that, and this is what I need to figure out here. If you look at the 1 hour chart, we have that gap here. Okay, so if we close above this, above that high, so above 90.63, we do two things. We break that 4 hour trend line zone. So we break that 4 hour trend. We taking out these highs that are built up here. We have equal highs also built up right around that zone right here. So we have equal highs much higher than that. So there is much more liquidity to be taken out here as well. That I think is super, super important. Round about that zone right here. So there is more upside potential for gold. If you look on the 4 hour as well, then you see already that this is a strong candle structure. We see that it broke it. We immediately pushed up from there. Volume coming in. I mean, it's looking very good. So above the 96.3, I could say maybe if you see the breakout and the dollar breaks that low, we could have something here. So this is something that I would definitely take very serious. That's definitely a layer. That's definitely a layer with that gap in between. For now, I think we should be patient with gold here, in my opinion. We have been coming up already. If we do not break it and we come back down and break it an internal low, it's a completely different story. We might see also a pullback happening, which is still likely if we do not break this particular low right here, right? It's important to see. And even if you have a pullback, we might see it pulling back to retrace. It's pretty much like it's like a healthy retracement. Creating a higher high, swiping out the liquidity here. This is definitely a liquidity swipe. A sweep right here. And then creating a lower low. And then, coming back up for a retracement. somewhat in that manner. Okay, so that's gold. Klai G, welcome to the fam. Thank you for the sub, appreciate you. Enjoy it. Welcome. All right, so that's important. So for gold, it's pretty much, I have my alert set. If we see something for gold, my alert will go off on, and we will have our potential trade here. There is something else which I really like, and that is of course the US30. Let's see what the Nasdaq is doing. I saw some questions about the Nasdaq. I just want to make sure that everything that we talk about right now is clear. So there's no more questions after that, and we can just focus. Yeah, this is the reason. So the Nasdaq is still pumping very, very hard. And you have to really zoom out for the Nasdaq here to see what's happening, because now we are coming closer and closer towards that high. This is on the daily chart. We still have that gap in between. So, you know, this is a super important high here. All right, do that into consideration. We're now at 14.5. Can we go to 14.8? Well, there is a chance. Why? The VIX is still coming down. The VIX is still moving down, and like we said before, we have this particular zone with the volatility index. We still have this gap to be filled here. So there could be another leg up for the Nasdaq here already when looking at this particular zone. And that's the reason why we're looking at it. It may seem far away, but it can go very quickly. Okay. Entering right now for long is also, in my opinion, quite right here. It's quite a big risk, in my opinion, if you look at the risk to reward and the overall more downside potential it has here as well. But the VIX can still come down more. So looking for that reversal is, in my opinion, much more likely eventually after that expansion. We're now actually going parabolic here. So, you know, that's already a good sign that we're trying to force price move further up. And I think after the New York Stock Exchange open, we will talk about indices much more. Because I think that's the moment when we could flip. Either flip or see a sudden price move, right? Again. Right now. Okay, so I think the indices are for later. So do take that into consideration. Keep in mind, indeed, we have news coming. The consumer confidence. All right, it's coming in roughly around an hour and a half from now. A lot of people are waiting for this. This is extremely important. This will have a massive impact as well in general on the US economy, because the consumer confidence is actually extremely important for the economy in general as well. To see what the sentiment is like. What is the sentiment in the market? What is the sentiment in the currency right now, the dollar itself? And then based on that, we have more to look out for. But for now, look at the euro already. Okay. Look at what we're building. This is starting to look weaker. This is starting to look weaker. So again, indices are coming later. All right. So if we are still live, of course, New York Stock Exchange is open. If that happens, indices can come and flip. In my opinion, I think it's possible. Until then, my suggestion is to look at the euro. Maybe have a look at the yen pairs as well. Maybe like the euro against the yen. For gold, we really have to watch and see right now, because we're at a crucial zone, crucial level. Before we move further from there. Let me know where you guys or how you guys' weekend was. Like, what did you guys do this weekend? Did you guys study? Did you guys spend some time with the fam? Did you guys were just chilling? You guys went out? What is happening? What is happening? Formula One, yes. Formula One was good. I watched it too. It was really nice. It was really good. Our Dutch guy was crushing it. Memorial Day, nice. Study and sport. ICT and chill. Yeah, a lot of people have been talking about the silver bullet strategy. I'm going to talk about it a little bit more as well later this week. He has some very good stuff. Like, of course, ICT, we all know him. You know, he shares some amazing things as well. But now the Silver Bullet one is a nice one. In my opinion, you should have a look at it in general. Go to his YouTube channel. A lot of credit to him and check it out. But, you know, we already kind of did a lot of these things before. But the way he explains it, it's just very, very clean. You understand why things are happening from like a psychological perspective. What is the reason why these things are moving and why it's flipping? What's some of the Island Man best races in the world? The Isle of Man. Okay. I've never heard about it. Ah, the motorcycles. Oh, wow. Okay, okay. All right, yeah. Oh, that crazy stuff. That crazy stuff. Oh, the Isle of Man. Okay. All right. I don't know about it, but I heard about it. My friend told me about it. Like these crazy motorcycles. Seems like super dangerous to me. Anyways. Ilias, we need a signal of gold. I'm waiting. I'm waiting for gold to do something here. As well. Keep in mind, Elias, if you want to have signals of gold as well, look at the meta charts as well. I'm sharing free signals here. So in case it's not... it has to do with the timing in the market as well. So sometimes it happens during London. Sometimes New York. Sometimes, you know, another day. So I just want to make sure that you guys can always catch that move. London as well. So in this case... I'm waiting for kind of a short-term flip, actually, a short-term pullback. And if that happens, we can potentially look for a trade here. Okay, we are now already coming down a little bit. This is an expected area of resistance. It's this high in combination with the trend line right here. So if you do decide to flip or turn around on the lower time frame, we might be able to take a short-term trade to the downside as well. So where I'm looking for is then potentially, and I need to see on the lower time frame. Okay, created a lower low. We need to see that continuation to the downside. Yeah, I'm just looking for some more continuation here. Lorenzo, are you Team Verstappen or are you Team Hamilton? I will be a Team Verstappen. I need to support my country a little bit. Reese says, Isle of Man, TT is madness. Can go around in a race at 130 miles per hour. Never off the throttle. It's one of the best bike races in the world. Yeah. How many people killed themselves there? Because it's like, it seems ridiculous. I've seen these videos. But it's a cultural thing. It's fantastic. At the same time. So yeah, let's break that low. And let's see if we can pull back or something in that source. We might see us, looking for trade from there as well for gold. We need to see serious lower low first. In order for us to flip here. And to look for a short-term short. Otherwise, there is not enough momentum in my opinion to come back down. And to take a trade long right now, it is right at that zone where you should say, okay, if you want to take a long, you have to wait until you break the 9063, to the upside. Which is another layer right there. Because we have that gap there, beautiful gap that we can fill, and so on and so on. But, it's an important level to break in order to get there. So we're right now in the middle of that zone for gold. So in my opinion, wait for our lower low, wait for some lows to be broken, wait for the pullback, and we could look for a potential, indeed short-term, which will be a hedge for me. We're already in the long for gold since 1944, so waiting for a hedge. Coming down. Euro is coming down as well. Euro is starting to look weaker. That means only one thing here. That the dollar, and let me see the dollar right now, is actually holding in that zone. Is that correct? Yes, it is holding in that zone. Okay, there we go. So look at this. This is that candle, which we're talking about right here. This is that arrow of the month. This is now where we're bouncing from. We have not created a lower low. That lower low is built up from this zone right here. So we have this low and we have this high. We took out already some serious liquidity right here. So if we hold here and we come back up to retrace back in that zone, then we will potentially look for short-term short again. So what are levels to take consideration? Well, this high needs to be broken. That's the 104.04 or 104.05. If you break that high, fantastic, okay? If you break that high, create a lower low, and so now fantastic. Why? Well, the euro will come down. It's starting to look weaker already. We have been building liquidity right now. So this is what you want to see. This is actually very good. So if you go to the lower time frame, then this is the low that created that higher high, and this is also another low that's I think important. So somewhat in between that low, you can look for a pullback here. So if you see this liquidity right now, you break a trend, simple trend line liquidity. You know, this is a trend line, lower time frame. You know, you break that low. This is a nice gap here. A beautiful retest of this zone would be nice. The 107.087. Something that matter. The dollar then needs to continue and break upper. The volume is looking good. The euro is then coming down. And that means that we could potentially short from there. Somewhat in that range. We're continuing the momentum that we were building to the downside. So we flip. We continue the momentum. We take advantage of that. And we secure ourselves to the downside here. The question is then, which one is looking weaker? Is it the euro? Is it GU? Is it the Australian dollar? Euro, Australian dollar? All right, we're bouncing from here. Okay, that's interesting. Euro against British pound. Okay, euro's looking weaker. Australian dollar against US dollar. This is the low. Yeah, rejection. Right there. Okay, this is a beautiful low, guys. Australian dollar, US dollar is actually better. If you ask me, it's some ways it's just clear. Like the euro is slightly a little bit better. We bounced. We came down, but we bounced a little bit. So I do like the euro against the US dollar, but I like the Australian dollar against the US dollar as well. If you break that low here. Right there. Okay. Now gold is still holding very, very strong right now at the moment. So you see already that we're building a serious trend. We are now coming back to that higher time frame rejection. But at the same time, it's looking quite strong. So either a long above the 9063 to take it to the 9075, roughly the 9075 area, the 9071, 9075, or waiting for the pullback if the dollar decides to increase in strength here. But if you then look at, for example, the Australian dollar, it looks already much weaker than and much more clearer than gold is right now. Gold is actually holding much better. Lorenzo, what is the reason? Or Lorenzo, can you go to your gold trade from earlier? When you enter and on what time frame? Just look here. In the mental charts, you see that we're looking at this zone. If you look, you want to hear the explanation, I explained it literally 15 minutes ago. In full detail. So scroll a little bit back. And you will find it there, my friend. It has to do with liquidity swipe, a bounce from the 1 hour area of demand, and a higher high, and all that stuff. And the dollar starting to look weaker. And then with the timing with the market and the news, it's a combination of these boats here. But again, you find it in there. As well as extra confirmation. Already 200 likes. Thank you guys so much. At 500 likes, we're going to do a giveaway. And at 10,000 members in our Discord. We are now at 9,350 or something like that. We're going to do something fantastic. We're going to come with something fantastic, right? Yeah, we're going to come with something really nice. Welcome all the new members in the community as well. Jay, Pence, Vivek. Von, Mike, Lovsky, DP, Herein, Dawson, DP, LCPK. Guys, if you're new and you want to be active and you like the community, go scroll through it a little bit. You know, indeed for the meta charts and stuff. But we also have a lot of guys that are sharing setups for you guys as well. Okay, a bunch of people are sharing setups. If you want to help the community out, if you're an advanced trader, you know, share some setups with the community. But the most important point, if you're a beginner even, introduce yourself. We have an introduction page here. You know, ask or let us know who you are roughly. You don't have to tell all the details here, but you know what your vision is, what your trading goals are, or goals in life are, whatever. So we get to know you a little bit better. It's a good way to start and to connect and to bond and to build a good foundation for you as well in the Limitless Trading Academy. Okay, so join us from right there. Okay, gold's making big moves. There we go. This is interesting. We're getting somewhere now. The dollar is making moves to the upside, but wait, please. Why? We could easily get rejected here for the dollar. Okay. Yeah. In my opinion, I'm looking for the I'm looking for a Australian dollar US dollar trade. Look at that. Look at the euro coming down right now. Okay. And look at the Australian dollar coming down right now. And look at the euro against the Australian dollar if you want to have the confirmation. The euro Australian dollar is actually coming up. So the Australian dollar is weaker than the euro at the moment. A little bit weaker. You know, we create a higher high, higher low scenario right now. So the Australian dollar against the US dollar is, in my opinion, looking like a good short from below that zone. Bunch of liquidity below. We have a massive expansion there. We got rejected at this particular high. We close a body closure, or we have a body closure below that low, and it's game over. Okay, we're gonna go down probably toward one of these areas right here. We still have an hour till the New York Stock Exchange open. We have an hour and a half until the New York news is coming out as well. So this is all a good sign right here for the dollar already making that move here. So this is where I want to trade. This is actually the trade that I'm looking for right now at the moment here. Okay, gold is holding already. I don't see a significant low that we can break for us to say, okay, yes, we can take a short from there. I could see it with a long, you know, 1963 to look for the continuation, because you break a major trend and at the same time, you know, you fill out the gap. There are equal highs above there on the higher time frame, so there are serious targets up here. Okay, but yeah, the Australian dollar is much better. If you create a lower low there, then it's definitely worth, in my opinion, short right there. Again, the indices, of course, it's a different if it's a different story. We need to wait for sure for the New York Stock Exchange to open here. There we go. Let's put this on. There we go. Let me just open it right there so we can immediately open the trade if we need to. That's the lower low. Potential sells below. A rejection there on the 3-minute. That's good. Confluence number 1. Confluence number 2. Dollar is confluence number 3. If you do break the highs, important. If you do not break the highs, a different story. So we need to break this high. That's confluence number 3. And then we have a clear target below. Yes, we have. We have a bunch of liquidity below. We have a gap below. And we are we looking at a horizontal level or something like that as well? Let me see. Yeah, this low. Okay. Or this initial high, which is now high. Okay. Yeah, okay. Potential sells below that level. Cairo says, Lorenzo, Goldman, thanks. No problem, man. What I'm going to do right now, I'm going to open a spreadsheet from now on. Also. Where all the trades are registered right here. From this channel. So you have the mental charts right here. You can exit it. I'm just going to track it right there. Okay, potential, yeah, it's looking good. Let's see if you can break some highs here. Break some highs, break some lows. Look at that confirmation. And we will look for a trade to the downside for this trading dollar against US dollar. And then for gold, yeah, gold, I'm looking, keep a very close eye on it. And that's what I can do for now. We're in the middle of a range. So there is not particularly a trade that I would say take here. The bigger move for gold happened during London. And now we have news coming. Very, very, like in 1 hour from now, roughly. I think EU is very clean. EU is also looking not that bad as well. I think EU is looking great as well. But you can definitely see already. Look at the Australian dollar against US dollar. And look at EU here. Okay. So yes, it looks clean. It looks good. I can't deny it. Looks like a good potential setup below that level. The 107.314. Just the Australian dollar here. If you look at, for example, Euro Australian dollar, you can then also look at the strength or weaknesses of them combined, which can help you with your decision making as well in what you're going to trade against the dollar. And in this case, you saw that the Euro Australian dollar was creating a higher low. Sorry, higher high, higher low. If you're creating a lower low, we could potentially flip here. But I do, for that particular reason, like a lot. And we still have a bunch of liquidity. We have clear targets there. Euro is also not looking that bad as well. If you look at just from this perspective here. GU is definitely looking stronger. If you look at the Euro GBP. GU is the British pound looking a little bit stronger. And you can see that here. Okay. You can definitely see that. So it's either Euro USD or the Australian dollar against the US dollar. And then for gold, I would suggest to wait a little bit. Princess, gold getting clearer but not yet ready for a new trade. I agree. So for gold, first of all, the dollar needs to create a higher high. We might see a pullback. Here for gold. Can't deny it. But if I had to choose, I would rather go for the Australian dollar against the US dollar. That rejection point is fantastic though there. We expected a rejection around about that zone. That's why we said, okay, close your position as much as possible around that level. Pullback is likely. Which low should you consider? The 1954.37. This is on BlueBerryMarkets here, so it's pretty much the last candle before that for that last run up we had. The 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 bullish candles right there until we start tapping into that 4-hour resistance, coming back down towards that zone. So the break of 1954 could be an interesting break here. I could set an alert here as well. So we're still looking at it. Australian dollar, US dollar, and the Euro USD is, in my opinion, now looking very, very clean. Very, very clean. Let's go to the Euro USD one more time. Yeah. Well, if you look at the Euro GBP or the Euro Australian dollar, you know, you just can tell that the Euro is stronger than the Australian dollar. So you see that we bounced from a like 15-minute zone. We came up. We held in this zone. I think it's on the lower time frame. We held in that zone. Came back up. Came back up. Or tapped into that zone and now looking for higher highs potentially. So for that reason, but by the way, you can also see the Euro here, the Euro USD as well. Okay, you see that we're holding much better for the Euro right now, and much better for the GU as well. By the way, look at that, GU is even stronger than the Australian dollar here. So a lower low and a higher high for there is, in my opinion, right now the best decision. GU, yeah, like we just talked about, GU is much stronger than the Euro and the US dollar and the Australian dollar against US dollar. Gold, I have an alert set below. If you do break that level of 9054.5. And it's an important break as well for the Australian dollar. It's really important if you see this getting broken. Because you break a serious low. You break a serious low right here. For the dollar, are you looking for a 5-minute or 15-minute high to be taken out? So if you look here on the 5-minute, 15-minute, yeah, it's just let's say the 104.46, 0.046. So it could be the 5-minute, the 15-minute. There's not much of a difference, but it's pretty much that last high. We're talking about patterns, right? We're talking about rally-based rally, drop-based drop, drop-based rally, rally-based drop, right? In this case, we're seeing like a continuation, but in general, it is like a rally, or like if you look at it from a 3-candle pattern. You see like a rally, a base, and a drop. The drop is more than the rally. It broke the body of that initial rally. Right there. So you could say it's a 5-minute zone. But that's in essence the high that I would like to break. That base I want to see getting broken. That body needs to be closing above that base. That combination is where I'm looking for. To then see if it then at that moment can create a lower low for the Australian dollar against US dollar, which is in my opinion quite likely. And that combination is like the perfect confluence. And if that happens, fantastic. Okay, look at the Australian dollar US dollar already right now. And look at GU. GU is much stronger. So forget about GU for now. Euro is indeed starting to look weaker. But it's by far the Australian dollar, which is like, which absolutely is losing strength here. Lorenzo, have a look at GJ. Yeah, okay, so GJ real quick. Because we're coming closer for the Australian dollar. Japanese yen basket. Okay, losing strength. Came up, losing strength. We're building liquidity here. You know, came up, losing strength, building liquidity here after the gap below. Okay, so yes, we create a higher high stuff. Looking good, but we're losing a little bit of strength right now. That means that GJ can potentially bounce and looking okay. We're seeing it already. Let me go to 30-minute. It's somewhere in the middle of a bigger range. So it's like this the high, this is the low. We're in the middle of the range. We have that gap still below. It's kind of like, you know, right in the center of that initial zone. I'm not a big fan of the current expansion. I would love to see a pullback here to then look for the continuation if the yen decides to come down. But at the same time, the dollar will give you that extra confirmation. And look at the negative correlation between the dollar and the the dollar and the Japanese yen as well. So in my opinion, wait for a setup here. Okay, my suggestion. All right, we're getting somewhere. Dollar is indeed looking, getting there. It's looking better. Too bad it's not perfectly aligning here, but let's see what we have. Let's see what we have. We're getting bought up a little bit. This is beautiful though. We have that higher high created. That higher high was created here. And then to flip and then create a lower low is a good sign. So that higher high was created. Looking for the flip. Will today news have a bigger effect? I think you never really know, but I do believe that it will have a pretty decent effect here. That's why I would love to see the dollar coming up right now until the news to then come down again. So this is just going to be like a short-term trade that I'm looking for right now. If you do that, fantastic. You know, create that lower low. Or create a higher high in the short term for the dollar. You know, wait until the news, keep going up, come back down again. That would be the perfect scenario. Stand up. Archives, love from South Africa. Thank you, man. Appreciate it. EURUSD is also coming down. EURUSD is aligning actually very well with the dollar right now. That correlation is looking good. Australian dollar is starting to look weaker. Dollar is starting to look better. But keep in mind, the problem point is right now is that if you see this right here, okay? And the reason why we cannot short yet is just because simply the dollar can get rejected here. So if you now short straight away and the dollar gets rejected here, then you will come up again. So you want to see the dollar breaking the highs. You just want to see the dollar coming up and breaking that high to give you that confirmation. The question then is like, where is the Australian dollar? Is it already coming down too much? Yeah, okay. It is what it is. But if you get rejected right now, then, you know, you're going to come up again. You're going to come up. Okay, so that's why it's important to wait regardless. Okay, if you do break the higher high and the Australian dollar is already gone and EU is still looking good, fantastic. We look at the EU. But, you know, you want to see that confirmation there. That's why I would love to see the high of the dollar just getting broken real quick. Boom. Like, you know, an expansion, a good expansion. And you keep in mind, we have the 1 hour candle closure as well. So the 1 hour candle closes in 11 minutes. And it's an important candle closure as well here. So even though it feels like, oh, we might miss the trade because of that, you know, that correlation is not accurate. It could definitely be the case that we just wait for that 1 hour candle closure in 11 minutes, and that it's the moment for us to just shoot through here. And it's just being patient right now for the better setup. Even though it looks like a good setup, if the dollar gets rejected here, you are gonna come up, and that's what you don't want. It's just the ultimate confirmation. Okay, so you know, let's say the dollar index right now, the correlation is not just for, you know, getting more winning trades. It is also to help you prevent losing, you know, or to help you prevent losing trades in this case. So patience is required for this one. And the EURUSD. What about the Nasdaq? The Nasdaq we're going to talk about around the New York Stock Exchange open. Okay, that's what we're going to do. There we go. I can't hear you. I don't know. It should work. What's the name song previous played? I need to look at the history. Give me 1 second. Maybe I can find it. Okay. I can't find it for now, sorry, my man. My page refreshed. I cannot find it back right now at the moment. We'll probably get there in a second again. So keep a close eye on this. Okay, it seems looking better. We're starting to break. Let's go. Let's break that high. Come on. All right, so we're getting somewhere. If you create a higher high, what I'm going to do is I'm going to just wait for the short-term lower time frame retracement pullback, and I'm going to enter them. Just going to set the limit order here. That's just the confirmation I'm looking for. Sells are looking good though. Sells are looking good around that zone. I like what we're seeing here. You want to see the dollar creating a higher high. You want to see the dollar breaking that high. Yes, this zone as well here. So wait patiently in my opinion. The thing is with these type of setups here, sometimes you still get triggered to, you want to get in. And the point is sometimes you're right. Sometimes it keeps going. But the confirmation is not there from the dollar. So then you take a little bit more risk. But if you think, okay, this is where my strategy is based on in general. I've tested it for myself. For me, it works fine. Then you can take the trade here. For me, I want to see that higher high for the dollar. Love the tunes in the stream today. Amazing, brother. Amazing. Ruffle says, what's the second video of the cryptocurrency course about the correlation again? So much info there. Man, I'm happy you love it. We're going to release a bunch more information as well. For the people that know what I'm talking about here, I have created a free cryptocurrency course, which uses the correlation. Same as what we're doing now with the dollar and the Australian dollar against the US dollar. You have the same, the same mindset or that same particular strategy also for crypto. Crypto related technical correlations and stuff. And it's super powerful. Super powerful. So if you want to join, you want to get access to it, go to the instructions manual and see what you need to do there. And then you can go to get VIP access right there. And I let you into the group where all the videos are, where you can talk with other people, where you can find setups, where I'm going to update the meta charts also for crypto there, that you can join as well by signing up through the link if you're interested in it, okay? If you're interested in it right here. So look at what we're seeing here. Australian dollar, US dollar coming up right now a little bit. And the dollar is creeping up. So this is good. This is what we want to see. Now we want to break the highs. And, actually see it breaking and closing. Because if we're then still around that particular zone, I'm much more confident to go into the trade. I have some gold. Where should I take TP? $90.60, okay. I would put stop loss and break even at $90.54. Maybe take some profits there. And then in that gap in between, 90.51, and then it could come back down to like 45, roughly. So we're looking at this low as well here. 90.54 is a low where I'm looking at. We have an alert set there already. So if you break that, fantastic. We could see something for that as well for us. On what time frame do you want to break the candle closure? So it depends right now. We have a 1 hour candle closing in 3 minutes. So it totally depends, right? We have to wait for the 1 hour candle closure. If that's the case, because we're reaching a 1 hour candle closure in like 2 minutes. So if we close a 1 hour candle above it, fantastic. I'm going to go short straight away. Sir, what's the meaning of inducement? The meaning of inducement is that you get triggered, or people get triggered to go into a certain position to then flip on them, to trap these individuals. So that means that people are induced to go long. They're induced to go long to then potentially take them out. So they get triggered to go long already. They go long, which is then either too early or it's just a trap. It's to lure them in, indeed. Okay, we're breaking above. Fantastic. Australian dollar, US dollar coming down here. Wait for that 1 hour candle close. Super important. 1 minute for 1 hour candle closure. You know, it always gets more volatile 1 hour, 1 minute before. So it's important that we have to wait here. Either a limit order or a market, depending on where we at here. This is looking better. It's looking good. 1 hour candle closure. Impressive. Impressive if you do so. That means that we closed that 1 hour candle, a body above that previous candle beforehand. So it's a good sign. It's a good sign. 30 seconds. Yeah, it's looking good. I think we're going to break close above it right now. 10 seconds to go. All right, let's see what we have here. We have internal structures on the 1 minute. There we go. This is a nice zone. We closed. I want to see that area getting taken out. Stop loss a little bit higher. Target is significantly lower. It's coming down towards the lows. Why? We failed to take out. We failed to take out the highs here. So this low is potentially a weaker low. So yeah, shorts, Australian dollar right now. I'm waiting for a 2 minute. This is the 2 minute zone. I'm waiting for that inducement in that zone here. I'm gonna get ready. But how can we say it's better to trade at 5 minutes or 1 minute? It depends on the market structure, and it depends on the candles, and it depends on the... Yeah, it's pretty much market structure. That's the main focus here. Okay, this is a good moment for me to close a little bit more of my gold trade as well. Because we are coming down now. We have broken that high for the dollar. And then let's get back to work straight away. There we go. All right. Straight dollar, US dollar. Yeah, definitely looking for sales here, guys. Okay, we're going to creep up, in my opinion, here a little bit. And then hopefully our sell limit will get triggered. And that's the moment for me to see where we're going to go. Stop loss above the high. I'm going for like a 1-to-1 here. Nothing spectacular, to be honest. Just a 1-to-1. Maybe a little bit more. But it depends on the dollar in general here. Oh, this is the song you're looking for. Okay. This is, let me write it down for you, brother. There we go. Dollar credit higher high. We closed the 1 hour candle above it. This is good. Hopefully we can get triggered right now. We came up. I want to see us getting triggered right here. I'm not yet triggered. But I'm not gonna chase it either. Be right back, guys. Oh, sorry, my mic. Okay, 65345, guys. This is my limit order. Keep in mind, it could be a different broker. You could have a different broker, different, candles, and so on and so on. So be careful. Be aware of that. Hopefully, I get triggered into my position here. Yeah, regardless. If you're in, you're in. It's up to you. Here to help you out. That hourly candle close from the dollar was a really good sign. Really good sign. That's very, very clean. Gold. Okay. Yeah, we took already, like, let's say $2,500 out of gold. I think we lost the trade before. Let me see. Yeah, we did. $2,800 out of gold here. That's very good. That's good. Again, guys, for the new people, if you want to join me on that gold trade here, it's free. I share free setups. Just to help you out there as well. And also when I'm not live. The point is, I'm not always live when setups occur, right? When the most beautiful setups occur and play out here. So that's why I'm here to make sure that you are still getting notified whenever something happens. This is what I'm looking for, the US30. Yeah, US30, we're going to talk about in a second here. When the New York Stock Exchange opens up, we're going to wait 15 minutes and then we know what the potential direction will be. But keep in mind, we have news coming. We have news coming. So if you are in a trade and the news is coming, either you secure yourself or you potentially put your stop loss and break even or whatever. You make sure that you are you're doing that. All right, I think we got triggered. Leaving us equal lows below. Target, I do not have a direct target here. I think there is a gap back below. Would like to take some profits along the way if you come down here. There's a couple of things here. So what I want to see is important right now. We're now coming up a little bit. We are now want to see a bounce from here. And continue up here. Any giveaways today? Yes. We're going to have a giveaway at 500 likes. 500 likes. So what we want to see here? We want to see bounce from the dollar around this level. We have created that higher high. Also on the 1 hour candle, we had that 1 hour candle closure above. So it's a good bounce. Want to make sure that we are now actually creating a new higher high. Otherwise, I will close my position much earlier. Where's where you put your coffee down so loud? Oh, I need to change something. I'm gonna change the settings later. My bad, my bad. Okay, moment of truth. Moment of truth right here. News is coming in some minutes. The most important news is coming in 45 minutes. Okay, good reaction so far. Want to make sure that we actually get see some demand coming in here right now. A pullback is fine, but now we need to bounce from here. If you don't bounce from here, and we create lower low, then I'm closing my position. If you want to see a bounce, then this is the moment for a bounce. No need to stay in a position longer. Then we just wait for lower low and re-enter. Gold is bouncing back. Beautiful. 45 minutes. Yes, 45 minutes till the news. It's the consumer confidence. Let's see what the expectation and forecast is for the dollar here. I definitely want, if we are now getting into profit, let's say, and we're coming down like we're coming down right now. Okay. This was the bounce where we were looking for. This has to continue. The bounce has to continue from here. Very important. Then my suggestion is to, if we are in profit, obviously take some profits there and secure ourselves. Because if the news comes out and the dollar comes down, which is highly likely, looking for the continuation then. What I want to see is I want to see the dollar coming up until the news. That's what I want to see. And that's the reason for this trade. But let's have a look at the consumer confidence expectation. Yeah, we have a bottom wick now for the dollar. So now I want to see it coming down. If you break this low, you can immediately secure yourself right there. So hopefully we do so. Okay, we're gonna give away some cash today. All right, we're gonna give away some cash with the giveaway today. That's what we're gonna do. Let's smash the like button, guys. Let's get to 500 likes first, and then another one we do at like 700 likes. We're gonna give away multiple. It's just we want to get these likes, so we want to reward you as well for the support, and at the same time, you know, it's a win-win. We have giveaway, I think, since we started out, like thousands of dollars already in total giveaway. The debt ceiling increased, guys. I cannot. Well, I'm actually not surprised at all. But you know, it is a very interesting scenario. What's going on right now at the moment? If you break this lower low, by the way, at the 65.3, that's for us definitely the moment to secure ourselves as well. We flip green now. Hopefully, it stays this way. But the lower low will be the absolute confirmation. So. It's good that the dollar is bouncing here. Like this is what we wanted to see. Like coming down on a 1 hour wick is fine. It's completely fine. But now we need to pull back. Now we cannot come down. Now we really need to make that point to the upside here. Sorry, bro. If you're willing to lower the bass on your mic, okay. I cannot do it right now. I'll try my best for the next stream. What I can do is to make it like this. Maybe this is a little bit better. Just a little bit better, a little bit less loud. Okay, guys, I'm gonna close 50% of my position already. You know, just right now, I don't like how we are stagnating around this zone here. I'm gonna close 50%. Just to secure myself here. If you go in profit, fantastic. I close 50% of my position right now. Just because we're consolidating too long around the entry here. This is something that I do quite often. And if you still come down, fantastic. Just to reduce the risk. For no chance to, you know. No need to take that unnecessary risk when you see it's ranging around it here. Why are you not setting entry and stop loss for gold today? Because, first of all, but I would highly recommend not to spam. And second of all, the gold trade was in the meta charts for free. You can check it out there. I gave it already. I messaged everyone. Was a big trade. Was a big trade. That's why we have Discord. I hope that you are in our Discord right here. Okay, we're coming down. If you do break this low, I'm gonna close my position regardless. That's why we already closed our position here. I'm not gonna let it run till the end. I'm gonna close it up now. I'm gonna look for a better opportunity. I like to trade with the momentum here. Which trading platform do you trade on? I trade on BlueBerryMarkets for now. I went from A1 down to BlueBerryMarkets on TradingView. So it's easy for you guys to see. Okay, let's see how we close this candle in the 1 minute. We're still getting rejected now by this initial low here. So that's the reason why I'm not closing my position right now. We're still getting rejected here. So does somebody know a platform that works with TradingView? No, I don't. But there are ways to do it. The way you can do it is you can buy a platform challenge that allows you to use copy trading. So the platform needs to allow you to use copy trading. And then you create a demo account at some broker that supports TradingView. And then you have a trading software that copies your trades. And then you connect both of them. And then in that software, you can actually highlight, the differences in symbols. So if if it's called US100 and the other one is called the NAS100, you can change that. You can map that. And that's called the social trader tools. And you can just then trade with, your TradingView on your platform challenge. And then trade from the demo account. Okay, guys, I think it's time to close your position here and pretty much on break even right now. Yeah, it's literally back at the entry right here. We start to build liquidity to the upside. We start to range too much. I'm not a big fan of it. Even if it would come down right now, I just don't like it. I like to trade with momentum. So I want to get in and I want to make sure that it goes into the direction like 70% of the time, like straight away. Why is this open? I don't know why. It still could come down. So it's up to you if you want to close your position here. But that's just for me better. So just saying, okay? That's a strategy I personally implement. I like to go with the momentum. I want to make sure that things are going into the direction. So it breaks, same as gold, for example, why we had that gold trade. You see that zone, what happened? You break it, and you can get in it, and it continues the momentum. So I think it was a minor loss, not really big, small loss, just slightly less than break even, pretty much. But you see it already. It's just not. It's just like if you want to come down, you want to continue the momentum here. And you don't want to range around your entry, and especially not when the New York Stock Exchange opens, and then also not when, yeah, pretty much, we're building liquidity to the upside as well. So be careful, in my opinion. So I hope that makes sense, okay? So be aware. Can we still come down? We could still come down. But I just wanted you to be aware of the fact that we have the New York Stock Exchange open. And, usually the trades that you see us taking on YouTube right now are usually the trades that are looking for the momentum. We can range a little bit, but, it should make sense. It's all about management here. Okay, what we're going to do, I'm going to wait for the New York Stock Exchange to open in 3 minutes. I keep a close eye on the Australian dollar against the US dollar. Gold, we're still in. We're still in gold right now. So if you look at the VIX, where's the VIX at the moment? All right, we're making, yeah, we're going to reject it. Okay. I think the Nasdaq has still some more upside potential. We're going to find out. We're going to see if we can flip here. Hey, how are you? If the dollar index goes higher, eurjpy will come down. That's correct. That's correct. Yeah. One minute to go. $50 seconds here. Let's see where we're at. So the yen is making moves to the upside. Dollar right now is a little bit stagnating. Gold is still ranging. It's doing actually pretty much the same as what we've seen with the Australian dollar against the US dollar at the moment here. You have to close your position of gold. Gold is already closed for actually a little bit more than the 60% now. It's already closed for like 80% here. We have been taking out around $2,800 for gold. And our entry is pretty decent here. I have to say 1944. Can we come down a little bit? Yes, we could come back, might back to 1950. We could retest that level. But it all depends on the dollar. It all depends on the dollar, of course. I wanna make sure that we have a certain position, that we just have a certain position open in case the dollar decides to flip during the news. And I'm willing to take that risk here for the remaining position. Because if that happens, you could see a massive breakout here, still for gold here. Okay, news open. We have the dollar moving up. So if you're still in the Australian dollar, US dollar, fantastic. Congratulations. This is good. Let me see what's going on there. I think if you're coming down right now, fantastic for you. I think some people are still in. Okay. Okay, that's a winner for some people that are still in. It depends if you held your position or not. We have news coming in 30 minutes from now, so be very aware of that. The volatility index needs to move right now. Let's see what the Nasdaq is doing, what the US30 is doing. If you're still in, put your stop loss on break even. Put your stop loss on break even around here. Because you have broken the low. So it's a good moment for you to either take the profits, put your stop loss on break even, and so on and so on. Because I do not see the strength of the dollar here. I'm not impressed here. Otherwise, I would have definitely have to open my or hold my position. Let's go quickly to the Nasdaq because I think that right now, and gold is just ranging. So gold is still there. Let's go to the Nasdaq. There we go, we're flipping. Yeah, we're making that flip here. So yeah, this is an incredible low to take consideration. This is on the day, like you have to zoom out a lot here. You're coming down towards the zone right there in that area. So it makes sense if you look at this overall range in the higher time frame. Let's see what we have. Of that range. Okay, so the first 30 minutes, the 50 minutes always is like manipulation and so on and so on. We have news coming. It's also important to mention. At the same time, what the VIX needs to do, okay, in order to make a decision for you right now, for the Nasdaq, is the VIX needs to break a higher high and create a higher high and close above. All right, that's the most important part here. So if the VIX comes up above this zone and the Nasdaq closes below, we go short in the Nasdaq. We have to wait around 10 minutes for that in order to see what's going on. And if you can actually come above, break above here. But at the same time, you know, wait for that manipulation. The news is coming as well. So be aware of that. Kaimi says close profits on AU. Okay. Secure yourself. Stop loss and break even in my opinion. Stop loss and break even. So who was still in the Australian dollar against US dollar? Let me know in the chat here. Put your stops and break even. I'll follow your trades about 2 weeks, but I'm still minus. Yeah, please check the meta charts as well, man. We had a massive trade here. Make sure you are following these side steps right here as well. If you want to have the full picture of what we're doing here. Okay, the volatility index is coming up here, so this is important. This is going to be very good for the Nasdaq. Nasdaq has been coming up all day. It's a very important moment for the Nasdaq right now. Volatility index coming up. Let's look at the Nasdaq. So what do you want to see? You want to come up? You want to see body closure below? Until that moment, there's a lot of manipulation going on. You don't want to trade the Nasdaq. Hey man, music. Where's that song? Let me know what you guys want to hear as well, by the way. I have a new playlist. So you can choose here. Amazing, amazing. So the first 50 minutes is always that manipulation here. So you come down, you lead into one direction, people are going to go short, and boom, they reverse on you. So you want to wait, always, in my opinion, 15 minutes before the... like you want to see a 50-minute candle closure on a 50-minute time frame to make that reaction here. Okay, wow, Australian dollar is still coming down. Congratulations if you're still in. That's great. That's great to see for you guys. Okay, I love you guys are still in. He said only keep an eyes over and something like that. So keep in mind that for the gold trade, okay, when I say body closure, that means go long here. Okay, like a body closure above here is a trade to the upside. You guys, I think you know how I trade now. Okay, that was the target. So it's important to mention that. Okay, and it's free. You can't watch because you're on work. Okay. Yeah, it is what it is. So if you're in the US, if you're still in Australian dollar, US dollar, then the next range is, first of all, you have to look at this particular low. So you're now reaching that low. The next layer is simply just the 65.23. Okay. So 65.236. I mean, that's for me. So it depends on the broker here. Sometimes you have to risk it to get a biscuit. Yeah. That depends on your strategy. But it's true. It's true. So please always an entry and stop loss so I can copy and paste. I think you can read the entry as well. If you say higher body closure, you can see that that's 9046.57 right there. Because I can give you an entry, but if there is no body closure, how are you then going to actually trade it? It could easily be a liquidity swipe here. So I can say, okay, enter at 90.46, but it's the body closure that matters. That's where it's at. The body closure is eventually the actual execution. So that's what you're looking for. Okay, just to clarify as well. That's more important than looking at, for example, the entry here. Because if I give you an entry, you enter, and it could be a liquidity swipe, you get stopped out. That's why the body close is so important. So you have to kind of watch the charts in order to get into this trade. It is what it is here. Just to clarify as well for everyone else. If you're in the Australian dollar, US dollar, this is a great TP right now. 65236. Okay, we have news coming in 15 minutes. And what I want to focus on is I want to come back to gold here. Because gold, I see the potential on the higher time frame for gold right now, the 4 hour. The dollar is coming up now, but pardon, we have news coming in around 15 minutes. And if you look here on the 1 hour, we are holding in this area of the month. Okay. But the question is this enough of a bounce here to continue, or to just flip again and come back down right now? Now that the debt ceiling has been increased, now that all of that news has been coming out, and the dollar has been coming up already significantly over the last couple of weeks. Like really significantly. We have equal highs, by the way, still on the higher time frame as well. And you see that we are starting to look a little bit weaker. We're starting to lose strength right now. So therefore, it's important to still mention that that's something that we're looking for. Okay. So if you are in the Australian dollar, US dollar here, still then, in my opinion, is then to wait for the news. You know, take some profits now. At this level is perfect. Wait for the news. I'll leave it up to you how you then manage your trades from there. Which says, hope you're live streaming every day. Yes, I'm live streaming every day, my man. Then it says, give a man a fish and he eats for the day. Teach a man how to fish and he eats for life. I agree. It's a combination though. I do like to give the right setups as well. Gold, we made around like $2,800 so far. We pretty much broke even on this Australian dollar trade. Still played out. But that's the game I play, right? I'm not only trading for all of us as well. I'm trading for myself as well. I have my own rules and my own things that I like to take very, very serious. So if it doesn't work for me, it doesn't work for me. But sometimes it can still play out regardless. That's the most important part. But in this case, the people that hold, so if you're hold, you know, it's perfect as well. Sometimes it doesn't happen. Sometimes I break even and you know it eventually indeed goes into the wrong direction. It's just for me an important rule. And one of these rules is if it starts to range too much around my entry and the dollar is looking weaker in this case, like the correlated assets looking weaker, I tend to secure myself beforehand. But again, this is personal preference. Some people like to hold it regardless. So I hope that makes sense here. So 50 more minutes for the news to come out. We really need to wait for this. Now at the moment, my suggestion is not smart to take a new trade before the news. And at the same time, you know, have a very close eye on the Nasdaq here, because like we are coming closer and closer, in my opinion, to a potential flip. But again, the best way to confirm it is by looking at the volatility index and to see if it can break above the 1886. So the 18.86. You wait for a body closure. And then I want to see body closure below as well for the Nasdaq. That combination is what we're looking for. And then the dollar, yeah, we're gonna find out. And then back to gold. So that's what I want to see right now. We have been taking a lot of profits from gold already. The reason why I hold that position, like the rest of my position open, is purely because I see a higher time frame potential for gold. So let me go to gold real quick and focus on this a little bit here. There we go. So this is not gold. There we go. I was like, that's not gold. There we go. There we go. Okay. So you see that 4-hour zone. You see that we have been building up a lot of liquidity in the higher time frame. So this is the 4-hour. And every single time when you create a trend like that, you know, you can see there's a lot of resistance. At the same time, you understand that people are going short there. Every single time when it touches the trend, people go short. People, you know, shorters enter the market. Stop losses are, of course, above it. You have that news coming. So the question is now, you know, will our entry that we have here and be enough? Let's say it is bearish for the dollar. So it is actually not that good for the dollar. Will that be enough for us to hold our position and to then push through that zone? That's pretty much the idea here. We have that gap above. We have that 9063 level. That's an important, really key level to take into consideration. If you break it, there is much more chance that we go up here and we go all the way to the 1986 like area, you know, coming back up towards these higher levels here. If that gets broken. So that's why that moment is coming very, very close here. So that's why I leave like around 20-30% open of my position, roughly. See how far we can take it. Which is already secured, of course. If you do break the 963, however, I would potentially add on to my position. Whereas, do you think that the crisis is coming soon? It's hard to say. I think we're already in some sort of crisis now. The debt ceiling is increased. Gonna print a bunch of money. Causes more inflation. They want to control inflation. It causes more inflation. So what? They're gonna increase the interest rates more. I mean, it's a little bit of a wild topic right now. The best way to look at it right now is the retail sales. Like, what is retail doing here? What are their savings? Okay, you can calculate that based on the retail sales. Consumer confidence is also one of them. And then the initial jobless claims is super important as well. And why is it so important? Well, usually in a recession, a lot of people are losing their jobs, right? And the employment goes down. That's the thing right now. It's complex. There's inflation. You know, a lot of problems are going on at the moment. Yet, at the same time, the employment is still relatively high. So that's the key difference here. Like, what is happening with the unemployment rate? Okay, or the initial jobless claims right now. When that goes up, we're seeing something happening here. In regards to the recession, in recession terms, the GDP has already been declining multiple times. The UK is officially in a recession, apparently. But they're constantly changing the terms. Like what is a recession? Is it 2 quarters negative GDP growth? Is that a recession? Or is it now 4? Like, what is it? Like, they're constantly changing it now. They changed the CPI numbers as well. The way they measure the CPI, they measure the inflation data. So there are a lot of things on that are constantly getting changed, and it's like very unsure where we're currently at. But it's part of the game. We have to deal with it. The only thing that we can focus on is, in my opinion, you know, news in combination with the technicals right now, and trying to really make sure that we constantly understand the higher time frame and take advantage of the lower time frames as well once the higher time frame is understood. So gold is right now coming down a little bit. Okay, we have to wait for the news here. This is what we're gonna do. You should close gold. We have closed around almost $3,000 already in gold. The entry here, yes, we can come down. I agree, but there is a chance that we would do the opposite, and the dollar can reverse after the news here. How sure that is, I'm not, like, you know, it's still a risk, obviously, but I want to keep my profits open. Couple minutes before I might take some profits still, a little bit. But the fact that we're coming down right now, look at this as well on the 1 minute here. It's important to mention that we're coming down right now, and we started to come down at around 8:30, let's say. Okay. It depends on the news here, but if we flip, we could flip. So it's just a layer here. So yeah, if you're in the trade as well, it's up to you what you do. It's up to you what you do. We have been taking out our profits already here. Majority. Seven minutes to go. 7 minutes to go. Hi Lorenzo, do you know this broker, Multi-Bank Group? No, I don't know. I don't know this broker here. Never heard of it. Never heard of it. I think this if you come down, and if you decide to come down, then this is a fantastic target for you guys if you're still in the Australian dollar against US dollar here. 65.095. Right in the middle of that gap here. Five more minutes. I'm actually very curious what we're going to do with gold here. Very, very curious to see what's happening. What's popping with the giveaway? Yes, so we have, we're almost there, guys. Almost there. 500 likes. Gonna give away some cash. I think twice today. 50 bucks, 50 bucks. Why are you 2 minutes behind me? Tend to refresh. Refresh, please. Make sure you're up to date. Ron says, as the gold comes down, it's a good sign. It's probably coming down to the discounted zone and from liquidity buffer zones to go further up. Yeah. So I think our entry is decent enough here. It's secured at some break even. It's good enough here to potentially come down and to look for the continuation up. That's what I think could potentially happen when the dollar, or the way, just the way the dollar is like moving right now. Okay. It's not looking super convincing. If you look at it from this perspective, but we could go up as well. Like it's really a 50-50 player, but because we're already in and we are already up so much and we already took out 70% of profits, for me it's worth to hold it and see where it can potentially bring us. So there is not really a there is not really a loss here. A bearish dollar would be the ideal scenario. Because if you look at the dollar itself, you know, we have not created a lower low. If you look at these particular areas right here, okay? So, higher low, higher high, higher low, or higher high, higher low. You know, higher high, higher low. Probably here as well. Like we're constantly creating higher highs. This was equal highs. We built up equal highs. We took out these equal highs here. And then here we started to look weaker. Now we're starting to form more weakness right here. And we start to, you know, cool down a little bit. After the depth ceiling has been increased here. You know, a lot of liquidity below as well. So I'm waiting for that potential flip. If I didn't see that potential, I would probably have not closed, or I probably would have closed my gold position completely. But let's see, who knows, who knows, who knows. We will find out very, very soon here. I'm actually very, very curious as well. You should help us all with health and fitness. I'm not the perfect example of that. I take care of my health, but at the same time, you know, I work a lot. I really work a lot. So it can always be better. I'm not at a stage in my life where I'm like, you know, I just want to work, drink a lot of water, fast during the day. And then eat a lot at the end of the day, pretty much at the end of the afternoon. I do not smoke. Okay, I drink barely. Very, 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 very rare. So maybe that helps as well. 5 seconds. Okay, boom. Let's go. What's gonna happen here? Let's go. Reaction, reaction. Come on. Bullish. Bullish for the dollar here. All right. Word for me to close 0.5 of my position more. Done. I closed 0. I closed another 50%. So I really have a minor position open right now. I keep this open just to be sure. But I took out a little bit more profit. Just because of the outcome of the news here. Not that convincing though. Not that convincing at the moment. Well, let's see. If you're still in this trading dollar US dollar, 0.65095. Health as well, bro. Thank you. Yeah, I agree. I agree. But I'm like in a stage right now where I just want to work, you know, secure myself, secure my family, secure the people around me, build a very good, you know, business, provide a lot of value, and then, you know, try to live as healthy as possible. And then later, obviously, you know, once, okay, hire this guy, hire that guy, you know, really take care, scan, do all that stuff, you know, to fully optimize my health as well. We are coming closer and closer to the singularity for people that know what it is. So, can I go too deep in depth here? But anyways, just trading dollar coming down. Do you smoke weed? No. We are coming down. We're coming down towards that range right now. That fair value gap is below. That's 65.095. Derek says, I don't know. You give me weekend stoner vibes. You're funny, bro. I live in Bali, Indonesia, man. Think about it. If you smoke weed here in Bali, bye-bye. Just say goodbye. You get one phone call, and you get maybe a couple hours. But no, that's a massive mistake. That's a massive mistake. In Bali, you should not play around with any drugs, especially not weed. For some reason, it's a big problem. You have to respect the culture. So that's what we do. We're coming down, but we're not coming down that strong as I expected after the news here. So yes, we're seeing that push. Australian dollar is actually tanking here. So it is actually coming down to that zone here. Just to clarify, who is in Australian dollar against US dollar? I just want to know. If you're still in a place W indeed. Because that would eventually turn into quite a big trade here. So interesting what gold is doing. It's actually not really moving here. So look at that. So I still took some profits. You know, you never know if the news comes out bullish. You know, you're in a long. I mean, it was good to still take out some of these profits regardless here. But yeah, what truly matters is that at the same time, I'm not that impressed with how gold is actually reacting to the fact that the dollar right now is making that move here. It's actually not that impressive here. So that is important to mention. Okay, so that's important right now. If you look at the dollar here, you're still seeing that, yes, okay, bullish, okay. But if that's... I think that's important to mention. So looking for gold sells, I am not that impressed at the moment here. If we're talking about gold sells right now. Let me know what you guys think. What do you guys think, guys? I'm personally not impressed here for gold shorts here. US30, Bart Simpson. So did it play out here? Let's see what the US30 is doing. Did it actually happen? Did we saw Mr. Bart Simpson playing out here, like mentioned? Yes, we did. We did. We went into the Australian dollar here, but look at that. Do we see the Bart Simpson here? I do believe so. I do believe so. Bart Simpson always has it right here. It is a particular pattern. Right? You spike, you create a higher high, you start to drop. You create kind of like a, you know, an M curve, and you sell off very quickly. One of the most loyal patterns I know here. The Bart Simpson pattern. Better than head and shoulders. All right, we have a giveaway coming up here, guys. In literally, let's do it soon. 35 more likes. 35 more likes here for the giveaway. First giveaway, $50, and then another one later. If we reach that threshold here, gold coming up. Okay, going against the herd. All right. So in this case, yes, okay, I closed some of my positions still. But I think it was smart to do so regardless. Like you saw that the news was bullish. Gold was coming down. You were here. I closed still a little bit more money. Profits are profits regardless is good. And now we're coming up here. So yeah, in order to look for the continuation, we have to break the 9063. That's the most important level. Yeah, in my opinion, you should close your Australian dollar US dollar position, or keep a small position open if you want to, if you're not sure. But look at the dollar here. I mean, in my opinion, it would make sense if you would come down here and look for lower targets. Just from the depth ceiling perspective, the way we have been coming up already for a couple of weeks straight, 3 weeks straight. I think there are just many layers here that are important to mention. Alana said, love your live, first time on your page. Thank you, appreciate it. Welcome. Welcome. Great to have you here. 23 more likes, let's do it. Let me prepare a little bit. I'll ask my brother if he can make, my brother from another mother, if he can make a Twitter post for the giveaway. Right there. Okay, yeah, so news was bullish for the dollar. However, you see gold now coming up and you see the dollar coming down. All right, that's weird, right? Let's have a look at the actual data. So 102.3. The previous was 103.7. Okay, so yes, it was better than the forecast of 99. Okay, but it's actually worse than it was the previous month. Okay, so do take that in consideration. That yes, the data tells you that it's actually better than expected. But if you look at the actual data, it is actually getting worse. So it's always important to understand the actual outcome here. In the end, you never really 100% are going to know where a dollar is going to take it or bring you here. That's just the reality of news trading. Otherwise, we would always make money when trading news, and everyone will make money when trading news. So you never really 100% know what the dollar is going to do here. But just thinking from a kind of logical standpoint, when we have been coming up already for weeks right now for the dollar, you have been moving and you have been coming back to that stronger high, which we're talking about here. We got quite overextended now, and we are showing or seeing more weakness coming over the last couple of days. So we're already starting to really get a little bit overextended. Are we going to come down for sure? That's not for sure yet at all. But it's just important to take consideration that news does not always reflect the outcome of the giveaway. Let's do the giveaway, guys. Let's do the giveaway. Okay, straightforward right now. I would like to join if you want to join the giveaway right now. We have reached almost the 500 likes. I trust that we'll reach the 500 likes very soon here. So I've created a post here. Okay. Important to mention that if you want to join here, what do you need to do? First of all, vote. What do you think will happen with the dollar? Second of all, place a comment of why do you think that will happen? What your reason is. We can go through it as well. And if you just don't know for sure, then you just vote. But I would love to see comments as well here. And we'll pick a winner. We give them $50 after the stream. And then we probably do it again at 700 if we're still live here. think that should be doable. Yeah. So yeah, please make a vote. My Twitter is in my description. You can find it right there. And again, guys, you also have to be in the Discord, of course. You know, you want to be active in our community. It's always nice there. It's cozy, good energy, good vibes, good people, and setups. I share my setups as well there. At the same time, okay, accessible for you. Drink tweet best starting motivation. You're completely right, my man. Okay, let me get this sorted real quick. Let me get this sorted, and then we'll get back into the charts here. Give me 1 minute. All right. Okay. Thank you guys for the votes here. I see 47.8% of you guys say dollar up and 54.5% of you guys say dollar down. Interesting data. Very, very equal. We got some comments as well. Darkwater Paranormal says, because with debt ceiling increased, dollar seems protected. I think the dollar will come down during the recent news, but who knows? Anything can happen. DS up, taking out the liquidity, and then reverse to the downside. Good stream. Thank you, man. The crypto experiment, both news and TA, doesn't look great for the dollar. Royden says, dollar has been going up for weeks. It is time to calm down the Bart Simpson way. My man. Khalid says, long term, we are going to go down. It's too strong for the current issues. Thank you, guys. Great comments so far. Great comments. Let me go through a couple more. Lorenzo Johnson, sweep some liquidity and go down. Beautiful name. Goof Crypto, the dollar is getting tired now. He will rest a little bit and come down. So the majority of you guys think that Eventually the dollar is coming down here because the dollar is starting to look a little bit weaker. So yeah, one more thing about that news aspect, guys. I think it's just so important. Well, yes, okay, the actual outcome is better than the forecast. But keep in mind, you can put whatever you want there. Like, what is the forecast based on? Like, you can put anything you want out there, because if you look at it pretty much from another perspective, let's just remove the forecast. Forget about the forecast, okay? And, you know, you see 102.3 coming out here, okay? The previous was 103.7. Is that better or is that worse? Is that better or is it worse? Right? That's worse. So it's the forecast that manipulates the actual outcome here. And the reaction of the dollar, if you think about it. So that's why it's important to also understand the overall data and what it actually means here. Because it's a really smart and tricky way, or like really sneaky way to get you into a certain bias. While if you look at this data simply, it's actually not better. So it's just an interesting way of looking at it, in my opinion. Yet it's so important as well to always look at it from that angle. So right now the dollar is still coming up here. The gold has created a significant high. I'm curious where gold will bring us right now. I'm gonna go over a couple of dollar-related pairs. xauusd, check GU. Your favorite setup is on the way. I will do it, definitely. Our giveaway will be done in like 5 minutes. If you want to join, this is still your moment, your chance to do so. Okay. This is not the Bart Simpson pattern, but it looks very, very similar. Just to clarify. But no, this is the Bart Simpson pattern. You see a significant difference here. Okay, just to mention that. Yeah, so GU has broken the low. Okay, so it has created a higher high and a lower low here. Let's look at the dollar just one more time. You know what the thing is with the dollar right now? We really need to break that high. This area of the month here. So we really need to break it. Really need to break the particular zone. So my suggestion is to be patient. If you do break the high, kind of create a body closure above that level. That will be a good confirmation. That will be a good confirmation. Because then you can start thinking about, you know, it's kind of like a horizontal level as well. Then you can start thinking about the 104.258, which is this zone right here. Fill up that gap, and then GU, yeah, coming back down towards 137791. What made you land in Indonesia? Far away from home where you can't trade from anywhere. Bali is just a hotspot for a lot of expats and a lot of like international, nomads or something like that. I could say people that are working online, still want to have the tropical feel, the tropical feel, and based on that, enjoy life a little bit more. Get a little bit more of that vitamin D. So for that particular reason, I think it's a great place. If you're used to Europe, then it's actually nice to like Northern Europe, Western Europe, where I come from. It's nice to have some place where the weather is always good. It's always hot. Where the food is good. And yeah. That's why we decided to have our own villa here. And just work online. Now the dollar needs to break that high. And then a retracement GU, and then maybe we're actually gonna see something similar as on AU before. Let's do the giveaway now. All right. Let's pick a link. Couple more guys. We bounced for the weekly OB. Didn't go through the daily block. So that means the continuation here. Waylander, Xiangmei. For me, dollar down. Since gold is going up now, negative correlation. Prince 07. Dollar will go down in the higher time frame, but for now it can go up. Interesting. Bitcoin horse, the price is exhausted. Okay, let's pick a winner right here. Let's see what we have. It's always fun. It's always fun to do a little giveaway here. A little giveaway here and there. Lorenzo, kannst du Deutsch? Deutsch, ein bisschen. Ich kann das verstehen, ja. Aber sprechen? Okay. Let's look at the comments. Everyone has a profile picture? Yeah, I guess so. Let's put it on. By the way, this is pretty nuts. Okay, let's go here. Look at this, guys. This is quite interesting right now. Okay, can't deny it. What will happen to the dollar? One more time. Let me go back to my yeah, there we go. Yeah, 49.6% says dollar up. 50.4% says dollar down. Out of 130 votes. Okay. That's actually quite equal. If you ask me here. Okay. Let's pick a winner. We have 65 entries. Fantastic. We continue. Ready for the draw? Let me know in the chat. Pleasure one in the chat if you are ready. And let's pick a beautiful winner here. Okay, let's do it. $50. And then another one, I think, if we reach the 700. Okay, beautiful. There we go. We have a winner. We have a winner. All right. Let's have a look here. Who is this? Who is this fella right there? Let's have a look. Shreyash. Why, man? Okay. Congratulations, my friend. Send me a message on Twitter. Send me a message on Twitter with that account. And we'll hand it over to you, my friend. Are you in this? Are you in YouTube, by the way? Let me know if you're here. Also important. Okay. Let me know if you're here. And then we continue right there. Okay, I see you in YouTube, my man. Fantastic. Congratulations. All right, we're gonna do another giveaway a little bit later today here. If we're reaching the next, I think we should be able to reach the 700 likes. We're gonna stream for a while still. We're still in the game. It's gonna be good. Okay, so the dollar right now is getting rejected. So it's not the moment for GU here, even though it looks good. I want to see the dollar actually, of course, breaking that high and not coming down at that particular zone. Gold is actually looking much better. So actually, we didn't have to close a position here, 50% extra on just to be sure. But in the end, okay, it is what it is. We did it. We could have easily come down. So I think it was still good to take some profits regardless. And now to look at the pretty much the next layer, which is of course the what we've just been talking about beforehand already, which is the that 4-hour break. So if you now decide to actually break some serious levels here like 90.63, it's a major move, because I think we can potentially continue to at least 90.70. Okay, and that's why I think then this is an important high to take consideration. I'm gonna set an alert right there, and I think that's absolutely I think that's an important level. Okay, you have that gap there, and there are tons of other potential opportunities as well that I think matter a lot. So right there, coming up right now and then breaking that zone, I think this is where our alert should trigger us and potentially say, okay, hey, maybe we can long from there. At least coming back to the 90.70, 90.71 range to add on to our position, to separate a trade as well. And I think it was just good to hold this position open as well. So if you are still in gold from this London session, the meta charts pretty much, or if you took it, press a 1 in the chat. I want to see how many people actually took this trade as well here. I know many guys did it, in Discord. Just in general, I want to see if you're watching, because it's important to mention that this live stream is, yes, for trades, obviously. At the same time, I want to make sure that you are constantly getting the information you need also throughout the day. So if it's like, the London session, if something happens there and I see a setup that I want to give to you, then join it as well, during the London session as well, because sometimes the bigger moves plays out a little bit earlier. Sometimes it happens during the New York, of course. So, just to make it more complete. Princess, I think it's the moment to put your stop loss on. Put your stop loss around TP1 because it's going down. I hit your current stop loss anyway. Am I wrong? So yeah, I think you have actually a very good. You have actually a good point there. You could place your stop loss about there, but at least, in my opinion, wait for either a higher high or a significant like body closure right now on the 1 hour chart here. I think this is an important kind of to break. To do so for my, if it would say like actually a retest of a zone, so let's say you come up, come down, and this is where you hold, of course I'm going to place my stop loss right underneath that last zone, or that last low here. If you create a higher high, we can already put it right underneath this level. So I think that's the combination I'm looking for, just a higher high to confirm that that particular stop loss underneath, right there. I think that's the most important part, because if I would not do that, yeah, we might come down a little bit here and then test these highs out, for example, at 90.50. I mean, it is still possible right now. But as you see right now already, you know, the dollar itself is... oh, that's why we didn't see everything. The dollar itself here is right now, you know, getting rejected as well at that particular moment. So I think it's an important thing to take in consideration now. If you come down and get rejected here, and we are creating a lower low, then you do not want to enter GU. That's just the way it is for me. Right now with the dollar coming down, looking weaker, it's just not the trade here to take. Even though it looks beautiful, it looks great, but at the same time, you know, also do take consideration that, for example, this high didn't create a higher high, so it was still a lower high. So in essence, you know, a higher high and a lower low is always a little bit better. You saw it also with this trading dollar. You create a higher high and then a lower low. It's actually the perfect example of how it then eventually came down here. Because you know that the majority of the liquidity was taken up beforehand. So that's important. So yeah, you see that, yeah, definitely take. I think the majority of profits should have already been taken in this trading dollar US dollar if you still was in that trade as well. For GU right now, it looks fantastic. And it looks really appealing. But if the dollar is truly getting weaker now, as what we're seeing here already, on the 5 minute we're creating a lower low. It depends how we're going to close here. But, you know, you do not want a long, you know, short GU in my opinion at that particular moment. If you look for the continuation, then fantastic. But, you know, a closure is indeed important now. We're starting to build up more liquidity as well to the downside right here. So that gold trade is still definitely... you know, significantly, it's still good enough. It's still good enough to hold here. And if that higher high comes into play, we're definitely going to put our stop loss right there on breaking. But we already took out, yeah, we took out a lot here. Took out a lot of our position. Let me know if there are any other setups you guys want me to look at right now. Let's do it. Let's do some analysis here. Let's see what we have. I want to see a couple of potential setups you want me to look at, guys, right now. There we go. Okay, we have EU, dollar yen. Japanese yen basket is in a strong area of supply. Oil potential long awaiting confirmation. Okay. Okay, let's start with the dollar against the yen. We might be seeing also another trade here. It depends on what time frame, of course. So, okay, let's go start with the dollar. We know the situation with the dollar. We have just witnessed the what the dollar is doing. The dollar is coming down on the lower time frame. The yen is actually coming up. Negative correlation. So we see that the yen has been bouncing from, and I think it is from a, let me see here. Yeah, particular high right there around that particular zone. Okay, yeah, we have been bounced from breaker block. Right there. What you want to wait for is on the lower time frame. We are now starting to come to a big range, and you're going to face some resistance there. But at the same time, if you zoom in on the higher time frame, we have been coming down already so much that what I think is happening right now, and I truly believe that, is that the dollar is flipping, and the yen is also preparing for a flip as well here. So the yen has been coming down so much. Remember that GJ has been going up and going up and going up constantly. I think this is the moment where we can start seeing the flip, but there is a high likelihood for that to happen right here. Now look at the yen itself. Of course, you have to break this high in order to do so. You have to really come up and closer on the 1 hour because it's on the higher time frame. Look on the lower time frames on the 15 minute right here. You see that you're already coming up. You're coming back to that range already. You're gonna face some serious resistance right now. So if you type in this whole range, and you mark this whole range out, I'm gonna get to dollar yen in a second here. If you mark this whole range out, you go from left to the right. You're coming closer and closer now towards pretty crucial levels, okay? One of them is the value area low of that whole range. The value area low is the volume area low. It measures the volume of that range. This is where you usually find a lot of resistance here. And you see that indeed you tapped into that zone, or you tapped into a candle structure that actually, I think it's on the 30-minute chart here, represents that that resistance right there. That's actually the 1 hour. So you are indeed facing an area of supply right now. You are touching into that zone. You see that you're tapping into that range. And you indeed start to look weaker. So based on that, that's actually quite good information right now that we could potentially flip here. So okay, that's one thing to know. Okay, that's the yen itself. Fantastic. Now let's look at the dollar one more time. But now you know what the yen is doing here. The dollar is still at this particular moment on the lower time frame. It's still an error of the month. We have not broken that particular low yet, at least. Okay, it can definitely still happen. But okay, you're seeing that bounce. So that combination of the yen in combination with the dollar here. With a negative correlation, you want to make sure that, okay, that's the alignment here. So the dollar is coming down, the yen is coming up, yet the dollar is now in that area of the month in 1 minute. The yen is now facing serious resistance as well. So let's go to the dollar against the yen with that information. Okay. A dollar against the yen. Massive liquidity swipe here. Taking out a beautiful trend here. The trend line broke. We broke that low. We came back down. We took out a bunch of liquidity below here. Fantastic. If you look at it on 2 minutes, we are starting to look much weaker already. Yet we have not broken that low. That's the low that you need to break. That's the 4-hour low. Why? It's a strong 4-hour area of the month that put in that last high. That low needs to be broken. That low is not broken yet. Until that moment, a bounce is still likely. We have been taking out a majority of that liquidity that was built up here. What it tends to do is it tends to build up the liquidity. Take out that liquidity, tap into a zone, and then create higher highs. It happens all the time. So look at 1 hour. Let's see where we have. Look at some areas of demand right now. Okay, we're at the 15-minute. You see this zone. You mark this zone out. You see that we already tapped into that zone a couple times here. We had this zone once. We had this zone twice. We tapped into it already multiple times. We now came back into that zone again. And we saw that bounce again. And now we're back at it. We're back in that zone. Okay. We took out a bunch of liquidity. You go to the lower time frame. You see that you took it out. You're now looking for highs. What is the right moment? Well, either to come back up to look for the continuation down, but we're not there yet. So either, you look for a nice, horizontal level, or you wait for a high to be taken out. And I think this is the high to be taken out here. It is the 139.728. If you break that level, we could be testing out these levels again, coming back up previously, continue a journey up, bouncing from that 15-minute area of the month. Because we have not broken the lows yet. So the bounce is still likely. So, taking out these highs here is, in my opinion, a fantastic indication of the dollar yen making a continuation move either to 139.8. I think that's a fantastic level to take in consideration right here. And then also, if you break that as well, a continued journey back to the 139.9 right there. Somewhat of that range. So that needs to happen. The yen needs to hold. The dollar needs to bounce. And that's the best way to look at it from now, in my opinion. Okay. If we break that low, then this whole setup is of course invalidated. If you do not break that high, we break that low. And then I do believe that we can look for continuation down. Based on the yen itself also looking weaker at the moment. Okay. So I hope that that makes sense right there. What needs to happen right now is that the yen does either two things. And that's one more time. Let me highlight this one more time here. That the yen right now is actually coming and actually breaking out that zone here. If it truly decides to come down and the dollar decides to hold, then it is an invalidated zone here, okay? But it's not for sure that we're going to get rejected here. That we're actually not going to break through. We're just facing some resistance, but it's not sure that we're going to actually get rejected right now. Also take that in consideration. I think it's important to mention that we have been bouncing from a higher time frame standpoint, that we're all the way down already. We're massively oversold here already, previously for the yen as well. We are now coming back to that last initial area of consolidation before that massive expansion. If you really zoom out here, and I know you have to look a little bit further, is that you actually came down towards a lower low and a higher high on the higher time frame. So we're talking about the 3 daily chart. It's a crazy chart. And that we're now coming to test these lows of that chart. So, yes, we might face some resistance. But at the same time, look where we came from and look where we're at right now. Okay? It's such an important level to look at from a higher time frame standpoint. So if we will break through it, I would have no issues with it. I would completely understand why that would potentially occur here. Okay, so again, for the dollar yen, wait for either continuation, but the most important part is just wait for the dollar to show a little bit more strength if you want to look at it. Will that happen? Up to you to decide here. But in order to do that, you need to come up and you need to break the 104.1. Buy on gold, sell on gold. Okay, a couple questions about gold here. So, okay. Yeah, what I'm looking for really is I want to break this high, right? I just want to break the 9063. It's the same thing. I want to break the 9063. And if that happens, I want to take it back up towards the 9070, 71, if not higher. And coming back towards these equal highs right there. That bunch of liquidity has not been taken out right there. And taking it to these levels right here. I think there's a bunch of liquidity that we can take out right there. At the same time, the 9063 is also a crucial level. Why is it a crucial level again? Well, we have this whole area right here, that 4-hour zone. Look at that. 4-hour trend line that we're now targeting. They've been holding us back the whole time. But if we break the 9063, it's the first time we come out of that zone and we break it. Okay, there is no news that can affect it anymore. That has already been done. So if you do break out of that level, I'm looking for a higher time frame. I'm looking for a higher potential, higher levels right here for me. So I want to break that level. The 9063 have an alert set already there. That's where I would put another trade, another entry. If you do break out of that zone for good. It's pretty much what we have done on the 1 hour, okay? But then on a bigger scale. So it's pretty much what we have seen here, but on a bigger scale right now. That's my gold setup potential. The dollar is not looking that particularly strong. It's not looking particularly strong. Okay, just to clarify that, let me highlight the dollar again. That's the yen, the dollar. We are still reaching out for the zone. If the dollar decides to break the 104.15 and we close a body above it, around about that zone, it's just an internal rejection we constantly get around that level. If you do break it, then I need to see really where gold is at, because if gold is then on the lower time frame and create a lower low, might look for a short-term pullback to the downside, might close my position then, and just look for the other way around. So there are two different ways we can look for a setup in gold if that actually happens. But I prefer the 9063 due to what I see on the dollar on the higher time frame as well. I think we could hold that trade a little bit longer and then making that move. Okay. Can you look at EU, SMC lower time frame? Entry long. Yeah, I'm gonna pick one or two. I think, you know, one or two setups, and then we just watch and see how it goes. Just let it run and see if it can come to our entry. Okay, look at the EU SMC lower time frame long. Okay, you're looking for longs here. So yeah, we have actually created a lower low and a higher high internally, and we are coming down right now. And the dollar is now at this particular moment holding here, so I can open the dollar up separately right now. There we go. Where's that zone? We had that zone. We got rejected at that level. We have a lower low created. Yeah, we need to create a higher high. That's the high to break. So if you break this high, fantastic. If you get rejected at that high, your bias could come to fruition just by looking at the, I think the horizontal support here. At the same time, area of demand, which has been bouncing a couple times already, but it all depends on the dollar right here. So for now, if you look at the euro chart itself, you think, oh, short bias, right? Internal higher highs, you break this low, you come down, you break that low, you look for that gap to be filled up below here. So you look to come back down towards this zone. If it's the other way around, you need to wait for the dollar to really, come down and break that level here, because you're still ranging above, this particular area of demand here. This is if you zoom out to a higher high, higher low, higher high, internal lower low, but a higher high still from this initial range. That's an important low to break. As long as that low doesn't break, I'll be careful with any particular longs right now. So yeah, either a lower low and then taking it down towards the 107.7073, or wait for the dollar to break a little bit deeper and to actually break that like 1 hour zone. If you don't feel like trading, but you still open your charts, and if this starts happening all the time, then is it the addiction? Do you think break is important for such thing? If you don't feel like trading, but you still open your charts, yeah. Well, if you don't feel like it, you should not trade. That's for sure. That's 100%. Andre de Vries, welcome. Thank you for the sub, my man. Appreciate you. Welcome to the stream. Hope to see you tomorrow. In my opinion, like, yeah, if you don't feel like trading, just don't trade. That's for sure. You should be 100% focused and ready to trade. And make a conscious decision there. So that lower low is would be actually really good if that's the case here. That would include a higher high for the dollar. We have that gap here. It's a decent target. That gap below here. We got rejected 30 minutes already at that zone right there. Interesting. If you break that low, it's important zone. If you actually say, okay, we're bouncing from here because you have internally created a higher high, the dollar really needs to break lows and gets rejected right now, right here. What do you think to buy gold right now? So this is a higher high and this is the lower low. Like buying near that high right now is, in my opinion, a little bit risky. So you want to either break that high or you want to come back down towards these lows and create an internal, you want to see some internal weakness on the dollar to make a decision there. But right now you could see clearly that, like it's never, in my opinion, smart to buy around a high that created a lower low. Unless you break it. Crazy that the GJ resistance from London is now huge support in New York. That's kind of interesting indeed. The dollar itself, well, I saw also a question about UJ, dollar against the yen. The dollar needs to break that high. It's very important. Whereas you're not seeing the 5 base on the 5 minute time frame, retest is going to drop. I'm telling you, in order for me to confirm that, I want to see the dollar breaking the high. We're going to look for shorts right now. If you're talking about this long position, we're in it since the London. I think we have closed around $3,000. It's just a matter of waiting for the dollar to make a move, and then based on that we will act accordingly towards regarding gold. Zoolander says, one of our coaches in our Discord, he gave a beautiful session today, the Limitless Lounge. It's a fantastic session. You could join it. Everyone can join it. It's every Monday, and he talks about mindfulness in general, about how to make the right decisions, how to manage your positions, how to based on your personality as well, how to understand yourself better. Let's put it this way, so you can make better, more accurate trading decisions as well. Removing a lot of emotions, and also just learning from his experience as well as a funded trader. A father of two beautiful children, a funded trader. Always learn from other people as well. So you can join that. And what he says is mindfulness of your mood and emotion is hugely important. There is nothing wrong with opening the charts if you don't feel like trading. You can still learn. Forcing trades is a different story. I was considering to move to Thailand, but now I'm considering to move to Bali. I think Thailand is just as fun. I think Thailand has other benefits. Much better infrastructure and that kind of stuff as well. However, Bali is Bali, man. The first time I came here, I was like, okay, amazing. Great for a holiday. Then I apparently stayed 6 months. I stayed 6 months after I came. I was planning to come for a month. I stayed 6 months. That's pretty crazy. I decided to stay 6 months in Bali for a reason. And then I went home and I was like, hey, I was home. I was happy to be home. But then I was like, after 1 month already, I miss Bali. There's something about it. And I realized that not only I have that, a lot of people have that. They come here for a couple months, they start building their connections, they start to understand the culture. They understand the functionality of what this island has to offer, and they keep coming back. So yeah, gold, if gold's coming down indeed, the dollar needs to break. And let's see what we can do from there. Is Gavin also living in Bali? Yes, Gavin is also living in Bali. Can you own a house in Bali if you're a foreigner? Yeah. There are some rules, but yes. If you want to have the fast answer, yeah. I just need to get her to Bali on a holiday for a few weeks. Need to get her that feeling. Then it's done. Bye-bye. Bye-bye, UK. I agree. That's how it goes. You think, I'm going to come here for a holiday. And you never want to leave. That is definitely the case here. Joey says everything is ranging. Yeah, indeed. Waiting for the dollar to make a serious move here. To just break either that high or get rejected. And then from there we'll find out. Let's see. What about the studio tour? I'm still waiting. Yeah, we're building. I'm almost done. My house is still under construction here. So like 70% of the house is done. I just need to have 30%. There's still workers and so on and so on. So I'm waiting for them to finish, and then from there. Slick, good evening from Plug. Can you travel to Australia without a visa? I need a visa, I think, but it's quite easy. Cowboy says, okay, meetup in Bali it is. So we're talking about a meetup here. Right, we're thinking about a meetup, right? Some sort of meetup. We're thinking about a meetup here. Yeah, we're thinking about doing like some sort of mastermind or meetup for a couple days, I'm still thinking about how we're going to do it. But imagine having a full-time trading week in Bali. With some traveling, with some little bit of adventure as well included. That would be the life. That would be the life. At the moment, you start getting rejected here at this particular level for gold. At the same time, the dollar is not convincingly strong. So you really want to wait for that break or that rejection. When will you be taking the tour of the villa? I would love to see this. When it's finished. I don't know. You never know. That's the thing. That's also the thing in Bali. Okay. You never know when something gets finished here. All right. It's a different mindset, different mentality. But the end result is beautiful though. The end result will be amazing. So whenever it's finished. Cowboy says that would be awesome. Zoolander says I am in. Shut up and take my money for that trip. Meetup plus trading plus traveling, an insane adventure. That's exactly what it is. Listen, I don't need to make any money over it. That's something I would like to talk with you guys. So if I would play, if I would break even on it, perfectly fine. Perfectly fine. The experience is where it's all about. So, we're gonna talk a bit. We're gonna discuss it with the team and see what we can do. Imagine giving away that package to one person when we reach the 10,000 members in Discord. Imagine that. That's a good idea because it's amazing. So our team, talking with our team right now as well. We're talking about Bitcoin and of course the course that we created. So if nothing is happening right now with gold here, let's wait a couple more minutes though. We can quickly go over Bitcoin and so on and so on and see what's happening on that front as well. Because it's very interesting what's happening as well in Bitcoin right now after the debt ceiling here. So yeah, imagine, let's say we reach the 10,000 members in Discord and we have something like this. We could maybe say, okay, why not giving away one package right here? To Bali, trading with us. Think about it. Think about that. That will be absolutely fantastic here. So a lot of people joined today. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Let me see where we started. We started at... Yeah, there we go. Welcome to all the new members in our community right here. We are already coming closer and closer now. It is a very important moment. We're almost at the 10,000. So it's going to be a big giveaway. That's for sure. 745. Wow. That's a lot of people, ladies and gentlemen. Around 75 new people today. Again, guys, if you're new and you're still watching right now, you know, introduce yourself right here like GPens did. Okay, fantastic. Chan, Shihab, okay, Smilo, fantastic. Let me know who you are. You don't have to know, we don't have to know everything from you. You know, it's still your private life here. Just let us know who you are a little bit. So, you know, you introduce yourself to the community if you're serious about it, okay? For example, we have Jean Paul here. He's from Thailand. He's a consultant. His passion is boxing and trading. He has been trading for 2 years. His trading strategy is market structure, divergences, and imbalances. And his goal is to transition from a swing to a scalp trader. Welcome, my man, G-Pens. Welcome. Great to have you here. That's beautiful. That's absolutely amazing. So if gold breaks some lows here and the dollar breaks the highs, we might be looking at a short for gold here. If you get rejected here, obviously that's not the case. Then we need to wait for our high, which is much higher than this high. It's actually at 9063. Really need to break the high. So I doubt that will happen here right now during this session. So either it's a potential short or waiting till further notice. June 1st, China goes crypto friendly. Yes, that's correct here indeed. There are a couple of cryptocurrencies that we're looking at that can have a massive pump indeed. But the actual technical data is telling us for now something different. So that's also interesting. We can talk about it in a second here. Okay, I'm going to wait for gold here to break the low. I'm going to set an alert here for you guys. If you can take a trade straight away, I need to see with the dollar. But in the meantime, I want to quickly go over Bitcoin. There were many questions in the audience about Bitcoin as well, indeed. So let's quickly go over that one as well. Is Bitcoin gonna go up or down? A lot of people are trading Bitcoin right now. A lot more people in the community are trading crypto as well because of the course that we created. You can get access to the course for free. You just need to follow the instructions as well right here in order to get access to unlock your VIP access to the channel. So if you're new, then do so, okay? And follow the instructions right there to get access to the video series we created. Explains the full course here. But anyways, quickly sum it up here now. Bitcoin has been coming down. And I think, to be honest, I see Bitcoin coming down a little bit more. This is one layer why. You see that the Bitcoin, right now at the moment, we have that gap here yet to be filled. We are coming back. We're expanding out of this zone, so that's fantastic. I want to see it at least coming back towards the let's say 1926.9. So 26,850. Okay, let's say roughly around that zone, 860. Something in that manner. Why is that? Well, we have to look at another chart, and that's the Tether dominance. And the Tether dominance right now is actually holding very well. We have been taking out the lows, and we have been bouncing into this zone, which we have been talking about as well here. We tapped into that value area high internally of that range, not this one. It's actually a little bit higher in this particular area. We're seeing that we are now coming into the zone. We're bouncing from this candle. And we are starting to look actually quite good here. Depends how we close this candle in 15 minutes. But looking at what I see here, I think there is a slight chance that we can come back up towards this zone, which is the 7.63%. So if that happens, Bitcoin will come down, altcoins will still come down here, you know, for, in my opinion, the next couple of days. Could be the next, you know, today, tomorrow, you know, maybe even the first, to then continue its trend to the downside. If that happens, you're going to see the opposite happening with Bitcoin. So most likely, you're going to see Bitcoin doing the same thing, coming down, and then continue its momentum to the opposite as well. So I'm looking for something in that manner. Based on the Bitcoin dominance right now, we're seeing that the Bitcoin dominance is also coming down a little bit. So let's say the Tether dominance is actually coming up. Bitcoin dominance is coming down. Could be a great moment to look for Bitcoin short still. Not to particularly short altcoins, more looking at Bitcoin here. And then potentially look for the retracement continuation. And then from there, we will talk about it anytime soon. But for now, just from that perspective, we still have that gap to be filled up here. In my opinion, the Tether dominance is still looking a little bit too strong here for it to confirm that the market is going to go up. Why the Tether dominance? Yeah, you have to watch the course that we created here. Okay, that full series. Or follow the live streams on a Friday. Okay, we have also live streams on a Friday. Monday to Thursday is Forex, and then Friday is crypto. Yesterday, of course, not because of the bank holiday, but yeah. Okay, I'm gonna give it a couple more minutes. Let's see. Lorenzo, does your number on Discord is 6333 because we're talking, or was it a scammer? No. I've been around, I don't know how many Lorenzos every single day. Okay? I'm trying to do my best to track this as much as possible. I can ban one for you right now. Let me see if I can do it. Type in Lorenzo. My name. And then probably is there like one or two coming up here. Okay, yeah. One or two. There we go. So I'm going to ban this one. And I'm going to ban that one. What is important to mention, if you look at me, and you want to know my name, you want to look at also the Discord member since. And you want to look at my number. My number is not enough. Okay, because people, they found a way for somehow to create the same number. I don't know how they do it, but they do it all the time. So, yeah. If I would message you literally, one-to-one, I will probably tag you in Discord itself with my name, and my name is red or appears red. And I would say, hey, I messaged you privately. I would publicly message you that I messaged you privately in order to do so. Otherwise, just don't fall for that trap, man. It's absolutely crazy. I think a couple people got trapped already, lost a lot of money on it over it. Or no, yeah, it's just insane. Otherwise, they would not keep doing it over and over and over again. If you want to see how many Lorenzos already banned, okay, let me show you also, so you know what we're talking about here. These are the amount of Lorenzos that we're banning on a regular basis. So yeah, it's many. All right, it's no joke. $222 to be exact. Pocket Pip says, Lorenzo, how are you, brother? Everything is good. What's your favorite pair? My favorite pair is Bitcoin. In terms of Forex, I would say I like the Australian dollar against the US dollar a lot. Not just only for today, but GJ is, in my opinion, my favorite Forex pair. Gold as well. Gold has been performing pretty good lately. How come impulses have more followers than you on Instagram? Yeah, good question. Market not moving. No, we're gonna wait and see what's going on here. The dollar so far is looking like it's gonna be very hard for the dollar to break this high. I'll be very surprised if we break this high right now. GJ is my top as well. My man, legend. Yeah, we're gonna trade a lot of GJ here on stream. GJ, EJ, Japanese empires in general, I really like. Really like. What's your Instagram? It's in the description. It's a new Instagram. We created it a couple months ago from scratch. What I want to grow is actually my Twitter. I'm actually starting to really focus on my Twitter as well. Okay, I'm gonna go to the market one more time right now. I'm gonna see what we have. If there is still something that we can look at, or if the market now has just died out here and all the moves already occurred here. Australian dollar, man, is still coming potentially to that zone. So I'm happy that still many people made some money on this trade. It's really good that people took this trade from gold already earlier. It's also good. Overall, a good day. A good day today. Let me go to the market real quick one more time. I try to click on the IG link you mentioned. The content shows an error. Okay. Lorenzo, Corrado, FX. Be aware of scammers. Look at the views on my reels. Then you know it's me. Okay, the VIX as well is massively coming up. So the VIX for the next coming days, guys, and also after the stream and tomorrow. What I'm looking for potentially is the Nasdaq. The Nasdaq shorts, looking for the continuation shorts here. I feel that this could be the flip here. This could be the turnaround for the Nasdaq right now in the short term. For the next coming days ahead of us here. This could definitely be something that I'm going to focus on as well. I'm just thinking about from perspective as well. Okay, what I'm going to share with you guys in the mental charts after the stream tomorrow, London session, if I'm live. Or not live, I mean, but if I want to share a setup. It could be the Nasdaq as well. So do take that in consideration. Gold is one. The Nasdaq is another one. So that's another layer. Let's see what else we have. Euro against Australian dollar. We have been talking about this one as well. Australian dollar is losing strength. What broker to use to trade gold? If you trade meta traders, I would say BlueBerryMarkets. There's no fees on gold. But if you trade on TradingView, then I like actually what we're seeing here is BlueBerryMarkets as well. It's actually much better than I initially expected. I was always with Owanda. Owanda is also good, but they do not accept anymore TradingView. They switch servers or something like that. I think that's it for now. Okay, guys, I think that's it for today's session. I think that the volume is actually starting to decrease significantly right here. Gold is coming up, but because it's coming up right now, we need to wait for it to break above here. If you're still in position right now in general, fantastic. You know, keep a minor position open. I'm going to keep this position open no matter what. I've been closing already 80% out of this whole setup. I closed 85% of already right now since I entered my position. So we already took out $3,000. I want to keep this position open, and if we can take it up here, I can just turn this position into another relatively good position as well here. It's better for me to open than to just take my profits right now. The risk is worth the reward here. Okay, thank you so much for today's session. I really enjoyed it. I hope you still made some profits with the Australian dollar, if not with gold, earlier today as well. Again, keep a close eye on the meta charts after the stream. Tomorrow I'm going to be back. Looking forward to have you here and host you as well. Same time tomorrow. Do we have some news tomorrow? I think we did. Let me see just to confirm this. We have the jobs openings. Okay, at 10, same time as today. Okay. Good to know. And then of course on a Wednesday. Well, let's see what it is. Sorry. On a Friday, guys. Be aware. We have the NFP coming. The non-farm payrolls, okay? So tomorrow is the best day to look for a trade here. Thursday, you have to be careful. You know, the jobless claims, the eurjpy, and then Friday the NFP. So, you know, tomorrow is still a day where we can say, okay, you know, we can make some good money. Like everything could be in our favor here. But on a Thursday and a Friday, we really have to be start be really careful, okay? NFP is going to be massive, but especially Thursday, it could be a manipulative day, a tricky day in general as well. All right, thank you so much. I appreciate it. Make sure that if you want to give away, that you send me a message on Twitter. And yeah, I just want to wish you all a fantastic rest of your day. I enjoyed it, and looking forward to see you tomorrow. Bye bye, guys. GG as well, Rafal. And by the way, what tends to happen as well is the last thing I would like to share right now. Boom. That is the Limitless Lounge. Okay, you can choose here. You can hang out right there after the stream. You know, I usually tend to play some chess with the fam. All right? I like to play chess. That's just what I like. I like to play chess. I like to play poker, and I like to trade. I like to play chess always after the stream, a little bit later. When I come in, I see people playing here. Usually, I tend to play as well, a little bit as well here. Just in general, we can talk about some charts. Some people are going to another channel to talk about charts, to talk about their setups they're in, and so on and so on. So you can join us after the stream in the Limitless Lounge in Discord. And I think that's the best way to close the day today. All right. Thank you guys so much. Have an amazing rest of your day. And I see you later. Bye-bye. Ciao, ciao.